Hello, hello. Good evening, Internet Universe, and welcome to your TFD Live. This is your host, Dr. Ato Basco po, your friendly pediatrician online. Kumusta po kayo? Isang sulok man ng daigdig. Ayan ha. Basta po ganitong meron tayong TFD Live, ibig sabihin yan, may mapupulot kayo, may matututunan at masisiyahan pa dahil meron tayong mga perks kung tawagin when you indulge yourself in meaningful conversations, ganyan ha. Bukod nga sa matututo at may take home ka na, may take out ka pa dahil meron tayong mga gifts and I think mga perks na when you participate in our program, magkakaroon po kayo ng opportunity not only to ask questions but to bring home some prizes. Ayan ha. So, ang mga napag-usapan natin ng mga nakaraan is school readiness, no? At pagdating nga sa school readiness, yung mga bata very excited dahil they will go back to where they usually belong pre-pandemic, di ba? At exciting yung mga yan. Pero because of the pandemic, meron tayong mga agitation. Meron tayong mga fears and anxieties. Not only for our kids, but also for their well-being. Ayan ha. Kaya naman dear parents, dear guardians, mga adults, and even the kids na ngayon na nakikipagkita na sa kanilang mga kaibigan, we need you to participate in our discussion for this evening. Ayan ha. Uy, mga kaibigan, kung kayo po ay nakalagin na, please send us a message, para malaman natin na nandyan na kayo. Use the hashtag, yan na TFD Live. At ang ating episode for this evening ay episode 4. Ang dami na pala natin na napag-usapan. Ang episode 4 will tackle bravery over fears. Ayan ha. Keys to finding your self-worth. Nako, mukhang ito ay para sa mga yuppies, ayan ha, sa mga bata na kagaya ko, wala pong kontra ha. At dun po naman sa mga iba din na may pinaghahandaan at merong what do you call that, yung may future, may hinaharap. Does the future look bright for you? Lagay po ninyo sa comment section while you're watching, hashtag TFD Live and hashtag bravery over fear. Nako, ito po kailangan talaga maka-online kayo dahil ang inyong mga families and friends, isa-shoutout natin yan. Kung may birthday celebrant sa inyo, kagaya ni Flor Castro from Canada. Nako, nanonood po yan sa atin ngayon. Hi Flor, happy birthday naman sa'yo. And also, we would like to remind everyone to please post your questions if you have any. At ang ating nga pong topic ngayon, may kinalaman po in preparing yourselves for the future. Ayan, ikaw ba ay medyo maliwanag ba ang iyong hinaharap, ang iyong kinabukasan? Ikaw ba ay nakapaghanda for your future? Ayan ha, dahil yan ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon. Bravery over fear. For your comments and suggestions, sa Q&A po, ilalabas natin yan. At kagaya ng ating bananggit, dito po sa TFD Live, hindi ka lang natuto, hindi ka lang nasihan, may take home ka pa. Eventually, malalaman natin yan in a little while. At kasama nga po natin ngayon ang ating mga kaibigan from the Filipino doctors, from Medicom Pacific. You have to use the hashtag, my friends, na TFD Live at ang hashtag bravery over fear when you ask questions. Ayan po, makikita po ninyo sa atin pong screen right now. We will select 10 questions pag kayo po ay nag-participate live dito po sa TFD Live. And those questions who will be selected by our panel of secret judges will have a prize courtesy of the Filipino doctor. Ayan ha. So tonight, we will also announce the winners of the TFD Live's Fight or Flight contest. So please watch the screen for the mechanics of this contest. Here we go. So mga kaibigan, nakita nyo naman, napakadaling sumali at mag-participate dito po sa atin sa TFD Live. At ang ating pong speaker for tonight, adjust ko lang ang aking camera para makita nyo naman, no? Ang ating pong guest for tonight is a life coach. Ayan na. Alam mo, ngayon lang nauso yung mga ganyan eh. Or dati pa, hindi ko lang alam. Oo, ha? Mamaya malalaman natin kung ano pa talaga yung mga ginagawa ng mga life coaches na ito. No? Ang alam ko dati, guidance counselor, yung mga ganyan, di ba? So our speaker for tonight is a multi-talented individual. Bakit ganon? Wearing multiple hats. Alam niyo naman, minsan parent ka, minsan ikaw ay kaibigan, pero ito po professional. She is a personal transformation coach. So she will guide you for this evening's tasks. A business coach and leadership trainer. She is a consultant for multiple business and is also an event director. Ladies and gentlemen, a virtual warm applause to Miss Tisha Rosales. Miss Tisha, good evening.
Oh,
Unmute tayo dyan.
there
Ayan,
you
hello
go.
there,
Can you hear
Tisha.
me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. O mga
Good
ka-TFD Live, thumbs
evening.
up naman tayo dyan. Oo, hello, hello. Ayan, thumbs up naman tayo dyan for Miss Tisha. So Tisha, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good, very good. Thank you for inviting me here. Thank you to TFD for having me here in the show.
Yes, oo. Alam mo, ang maganda nga rito, pinag-uusapan natin ng future today. Saan ka nakakita ng
Yes.
ganyan, di ba? Pinag-uusapan at pinaghahandaan ang ating kinabukasan, especially for our kids. So, Ma'am Tisha, ano nga ba yung mga, ano natin, pinagkakaabalahan, no? Ano ba yung mga personal transformation coach, leadership trainer? Ano ba yung
Yes.
mga ganyan? Can you give us a hint of your, what the things that you do are keeping you busy right now?
Well, the things that I do. Well, tonight, I'm here as a personal coach, personal transformation coach. So, what I do as a coach is to really help people get through their fears, like what we're going to be talking about. Or,
Wow.
alam mo yung limiting beliefs that get in the way of us becoming our best version. Or, these are doubts, limiting beliefs, insecurities, fears that prevent us from living the life that we really, really want. Marami tayong pangarap, but marami rin tayong mga takot sa atin, sa loob natin.
Oh,
So, as a coach, I help people sort out those, alam mo yung parang, imagine those, alam mo yung parang thread na nagbubuhol-buhol. Your thoughts are really just
yeah,
buhol-buhol
yeah.
and you can't really see clearly the path before you or what it is that you want in life. So I help you sort out those things with the goal really of finding clarity so that you can see what's getting in the way of your dreams and then make vital decisions that will change the course of your life. The goal is really for you to live your best life, to conquer those fears and become the best version of yourself. That's what I do
Okay.
as a coach.
Wow. Okay yung binanggit mo, Tisha. If you will notice, meron ako ditong image sa likod ko. Ha. Ito si Mama Mary to. Ang tawag namin dito, Mama Mary, the entire of nuts. No? Kasi kaya binanggit
Yes.
mo, mga buhol-buhol na mga bagay na ganyan, kailangan ma-unclog mo yan, ma-declog,
Yes.
no, ma-antay mo, para makaging dire-diretso. Although it's not entirely smooth sailing, pero at least ba
Mhm.
magkaroon ka ng resilience kung tawagin natin, di ba? So we are going to discuss the future right now. How do you equip yourselves? Ika nga natin ay relevant ito sa mga kabataan at sa mga young individuals or professionals natin because we all have our dreams at ang fear nga natin is what hinders us from pursuing them. Ayan ha. So, kung may mga questions nga ang ating mga viewers right now, they just need to put that in the comment section. Hashtag TFD Live or hashtag Bravery over Fear. And we're here with Miss Tisha Rosales, no, a leadership trainer and personal transformation coach. So Miss Tisha, ano ba ang iyong nakikita na siguro initial na dapat gawin o yung mga
Well,
common fears na rin ano ng ating
yes.
mga young individuals, no?
Well, there are a lot of fears that we actually don't recognize as fears. Alam mo itong mga beliefs natin na hindi natin na-realize that are actually stopping us from stepping forward. Minsan merong mga opportunity, merong mga pagkakataon, and yet there are voices in our head that tell us that hindi mo kaya, baka pumalpak ka, all of these things. So these are, I like what you said about talking about the future, because we don't wait for the future to happen. We create the future. And we
Yan.
can create the future in the present. That's what a lot of people don't realize. You don't wait for the future. You create it. You have it in your hands to really
Tama.
create that dream. And whatever it is, that life that you want to live. But you can create it right here, right now. But the most important thing is, kailangan mabitawan natin itong mga takot natin na to. Mga pagdududa sa sarili, mga insecurities. Kailangan mabitawan na yan para tuloy-tuloy ang takbo ng buhay natin.
Tama ka. Oo, I love that. I love that. Oo. Tapos ang maganda nga rito, pwede natin siguro silang turuan, Miss Tisha, with an assessment tool. Kaya mga ka-TFD Live, no? Kailangan naka-tune in po kayo. Dahil ngayon, titignan natin kung kayo po ay meron bang readiness for the future. May agam-agam ka ba? Together with our life or transformation coach, Miss Tisha Rosales. Tisha, do you have
Yes.
something for our audience right now?
Yes, I have three big questions to start our discussion with. So,
Okay.
these are concerning three very, very important parts of our life. So,
Yan.
we're going to begin with this one. So, how well do you know yourself? When we're talking about how well do you know yourself, how well do you know your fears as well, and those doubts that are stopping you? So, first question is, when you are faced with an opportunity, pag may pagkakataong bago, may challenge na bago, ano yung sinasabi niyo sa sarili niyo? What do you say? Di ko kaya, or kayang-kaya ko to. So we have
Nako,
your scale.
ano yan? Sige,
We
sige.
have
Oo.
your scale, yes.
Bigyan natin, if I may, bigyan natin ng perfect example ng mga bata, ano, lalo yung mga nag-aaral na ng high school at college. Kung kayo
Yes.
po ay na-nominate sa isang posisyon sa student council na maging officer para magkaroon ng pagkakataon to inflict change or an opportunity to influence the lives of your fellow students, or kung ikaw naman nagtatrabaho, you're up for a promotion, di ba?
Yes, that's so
So,
true,
yan
Doc
ngayon ang
Ato.
malaking tanong. Di
Yes.
mo ba kaya or kayang-kaya ko to? And what do they do, Tisha, with this slide?
Okay, you can assess yourself by looking at the scale. So we have a scale of 1 to 5 in two directions, the green side or the red side. So if you're going to go for the green side, which is kaya ko to, you can go as far as 5 or even higher, 1 being the lowest. 0 is kind of neutral. Hindi mo pa sure kung saan ka talaga lulugar, but you can actually gauge yourself using the scale. So let's say if you're a green person, go ako ng go. Sisimulan natin, uy, ano to? May curiosity ka agad. Pag
Nice.
binigyan ka ng pagkakataon, pag may in-offer sa'yo, ano yung nagtitrigger ka agad? Curiosity or, oy, teka muna, duda ka agad. So, asan ka doon? As we go to the higher on the green scale, pag bago siyang opportunity, ano yung sinasabi mo sa sarili mo? Kaya ko matutunan to, pag-aaralan ko to, I can learn something new. I
Nako,
can,
gusto ko yan.
challenge myself, and I could just really start from scratch. Imagine yourself being a blank canvas. That's really my best analogy. When you're
Yan.
presented with an opportunity, how do you see yourself? Is it a blank
Yes,
canvas
yes.
that's waiting for you to paint new colors, to paint new scenes or whatever? And then you can go as far as I can do anything. I can do anything. And that's really the attitude that we want in life, go-getter. Or are you on the red side where magsisimula ka sa, teka muna, ano yan? But then you can also go into the, alam mo yung comfort zone, okay na ako sa
Yeah,
ganito
yeah.
eh.
Oo, oo.
Dito kasi safe. Safe ako dito. Walang pagbabago.
Yeah.
Araw-araw, it's the same thing. Now, while we love comfort zones, and I, for one, I love comfort zones, but it can also work against us when we no longer want to challenge ourselves, when we no longer want to become better, or step up even. Step up. A lot of it, whether it be in school, whether it be at work, even in family and relationships, we see all of this. And then if you go down the scale of red, nandoon talaga yung pagdududa sa sarili mo, yung hindi ka talaga naniniwala sa sarili mo. And a lot of conversations in the coaching that I have really goes down, deep down into this, na wala ka pala talagang tiwala sa sarili mo. It's really
Ayun,
more
oo.
than just staying in the comfort zone. It's really that not having confidence in yourself. So,
Tama
asan ka
ka.
doon?
Oo. O,
Asan ka
asan ka
doon?
nun? So, mga ka-TFD natin ha, ito po pwede nyo sagutin right now. At alam mo, thanks to the internet talaga, Tisha. Because I believe
Yes.
this is recorded. Ngayon lang, live tayo, no? This thing is recorded. You can go back to this
Yep.
self-assessment para makita nyo yung madalas na assessment nyo sa sarili nyo. Right now, baka pagod kayo. Right now,
Or
baka may dinaramdam
yes,
kayo.
may
O right now, baka emotional
pinagdadaanan.
ka. Excited
Mm-mm.
ka ngayon. Ano? So, you will have a better assessment of what you're going through kapag ka nagkaroon ka ng konting self-reflection at your own pace. Pero for
Yeah.
now, dahil nga nandito tayo ngayon sa TFD Live, no? Ano ang iyong reaction or how do you respond to an opportunity? Mag-reflect po kayo yung mga dati ninyong
Yep.
opportunities. Paano ba naging reaction or response mo? Di ko
And
kaya, kayang-kaya ko to.
tsaka it's
Meron na
not
akong
just
goal
a
para
one
sa sarili
time.
ko.
It's not just one time. Sorry to cut you, Doc
Yeah,
Ato. I also
yeah,
wanna surface also here. I wanna make it I wanna tell the audience rather that you know what is the habit that you have when you're
yes,
faced with an
habit.
opportunity? Ano yung
Correct.
usual mo na reaction? Hindi
That's
lang
right.
one time. Kasi
Tama.
kadalasan hindi natin nare-realize, Doc Ato. Paulit-ulit pala, ugali na pala
Oo,
natin ang either go give up or go lang tayo ng go.
tama ka.
The,
Oo. And
the
there is no judgment
frequency.
here, di ba?
Yeah,
Wala
no
tayong judgment
judgment. This
dito.
is
It's a
simply
self-assessment,
assessing.
yes.
Yes.
Oo. Ang ating ano talaga objective for tonight is for us to be able to improve areas for
Prove,
improvement pero
yeah.
kailangan makita natin kung which areas are those. So
Kailangan
isa
mo
ito.
nang makilala ang sarili. Kailangan mo talaga
Yes,
makilala ang sarili for you to
tama.
really be
I
able to
agree
move
with you.
forward. Yes.
Oo. So
There's
ito yun, ha?
another there's another question. Same. Now
Okay,
this is
question number 2.
opportunity. What about when it comes to money?
Uy,
When you talk about money in general, what do you say to yourself? Ang hirap kumita o
aha,
kaya kong kumita?
wow.
Simulan natin dito sa green side. Kaya kong
Okay,
kumita ng pera. The power is in my hands.
wow.
Magtatrabaho ako, gagamitin ko yung talino ko, gagamitin ko yung galing ko. Katulad sa opportunity, kung hindi mo pa alam kung paano ka kikita, gagawa ka ngayon ng paraan. Or maghahanap ka ng paraan para matuto ka. Diba? And
Tama.
as you build that confidence, as you build that resilience and that grit through every single day and every single year, aabot ka sa point talaga na titibay ang loob mo, magkakaroon
Yeah.
ka na ng tiwala sa sarili mo, hanggang sa it will even go to the point where naniniwala ka na kaya mong yumaman. Katulad nila,
Kasi
kung sino man sila.
Kasi nga, Ma'am Tisha, alam mo yung kakayanan mo. Yan yun
Alam
eh.
mo yung i-contribute mo sa mundo,
Yan.
at alam
Oo.
mong may halaga yan. You
Correct.
know how they say about entrepreneurs, what is really the very key to entrepreneurship? It's really believing that whatever it is that you have, whatever it is that you know, whatever it is that you're good at, creates value in the life of other people.
Yun
So
yun
what
eh.
is
But
it
on
that
the
you
other
can
end,
do that will
tama ka.
change the lives of people? Na
Yung what you can contribute. Oo.
pwede mo ngayong maging source of income. Diba?
Correcto. Uy, alam mo, Tisha, yung bagay na binabanggit mo, nitong nagka-pandemic talaga, na-discover nung iba na
Totoo
may pera
yan.
pala sa TikTok, may pera pala sa Facebook, may pera pala sa YouTube, di
Yes.
ba? Yung mga nakaraan, wala
Totoo.
namang nagaganyan at hindi naman natin gaano alam yan. Pero meron pala,
Nasubukan
kaya
tayo
naman
eh.
pala. Di ba? Oo.
Nasubukan tayo ng pandemic na gumawa ng paraan para
Yes,
kumita. Kasi kung hindi, paano tayo? Wala tayong
tama
kakainin,
ka.
di ba?
Kaya nga ngayon, Ma'am Tisha, nagkaroon tayo ng leveling of the playing field kasi
Totoo yan.
kahit na ikaw ay hindi professional, wala kang
True.
trabaho, pero kumita ka because you know what you can do and what you can
Yep.
contribute. At yun ang hinahanap ng mga tao. Pero on the other end naman, Ma'am Tisha,
The
paano yung
other
kulay
end
red?
naman, pag pinag-uusapan natin yung pera at kumikitang kabuhayan, ano yung sinasabi mo sa sarili mo na kung ang hirap talaga kumita ng pera, umaga, tanghali, gabi, yun ang iniisip mo. Pagkagising mo pa lang, ito na naman tayo, kayod marino na naman tayo. Mahirap kumita ng pera hanggang sa aabot ka sa point na hindi ka naniniwala na aahon ka rin pala. Ang pinag-iisipan mo is that hindi talaga ako pwedeng yumaman. Maka-survive ako, okay na ako. And this is very true to myself. This is very true to myself because for the longest time, I had this scarcity mindset. That survival was enough.
Mm,
Survival is enough. At dahil ay galing ako sa mahirap na pamilya, hindi ako pwedeng yumaman katulad nila. Hindi ako pwedeng umahon. Okay na ako
yeah,
dito.
yeah,
While that is not necessarily wrong to survive, but you really got to believe that there's more to life. Alam mo yung sinasabi natin na there's more to life than surviving. You need to
that's
thrive.
right.
And this is all about it as well. It's just that the opportunity is also about how you can earn money, right?
Tama ka. Although money is not really everything, pero pwede itong maging
Definitely.
motivation para sa iyo eh, di ba?
Yes,
Oo,
because
yung
I believe that money buys a lot of opportunities, not just for yourself, but for your children, for your family as well. So it's creating value and receiving money in return for that value is something that's given for everyone. You just have to believe that
tama ka.
it's
Oo.
also for you. Para rin yan sa'yo.
Exactly. Oo, yan. Kaya ang maganda ka talaga rito is mga ka-TFD Live, very important that you make this self-assessment right now and in the succeeding days while you watch this video. Pero ngayon nga, live tayo sa TFD ngayon. At pwede po kayo mag-participate by asking questions. Just use the hashtag TFD Live and hashtag bravery over fear. Ayan. So meron ka pa bang ibang question, Ma'am Tisha, in addition to
Yes,
this?
there's one more. I put together three questions here: opportunity, money, and now pangarap. Dream. What about your biggest dream? What do you feel when you think of your biggest dream? Is it fear or excitement? Pag
Uy,
pinag-uusapan natin yung pangarap mo, first question, ano bang pangarap mo? Baka naman kinalimutan mo na because again, you were so busy surviving. Well, it's
mhm.
time to halukay. Kung saan mo man itinabihan, nilagay mo sa loob ng cabinet, ilabas mo yan ngayon, kapatid. Pagkakataon na natin to pag-usapan. But here's
Tama,
the
tama.
thing. We were talking about the biggest dream. Anong nararamdaman mo? Gagawin ko lahat para makuha ko yan. Gagawin ko lahat dahil may galing ako, may pagkakataon akong binibigay ng Diyos, at marunong akong kumita ng pera.
Naku,
Kaya ko to. Kaya
maganda
ko
yan.
to. And kahit anuman ang marating ko, kahit anuman ang makuha ko, maibigay sa akin, I am worthy of everything and I'm worthy of those dreams.
Yan,
Ngayon,
parang
punta naman
focus
tayo
yan.
doon sa pula. Yes. Kung focus ka,
Focus.
di ba, Doc Ato, walang
Tama.
mahirap. Lahat yan challenge.
Oh,
Walang hindi
correct, correct.
pwede.
Oo.
Walang hindi
Pero not
pwede.
everyone
Lahat
has
yung
that kind of
kakayanin.
mindset and
Definitely.
attitude, di ba?
Yes, meron talagang pagdududa at takot, no, lalo na kung may mga pinanggagalingan ka ng mga whatever man no issues in life, or
Yeah,
the realities that you were born into, so to speak, 'di ba?
yeah. Tama,
Meron
tama.
mga iba na, uy, pwede naman mangarap, oo, pero parang hindi sa akin 'yan, ang hirap niyan eh. 'Di ba? Ayan, ang hirap na naman. So ano
Oo nga.
yung words mo na lumalabas sa isip mo, na lumalabas sa bibig mo pag tinatanong yung pangarap mo? Kaya ko o ang hirap? Malaking bagay yan kung ano yung lumalabas, yung unang binabanggit. Kung
Correct.
naniniwala ka that I'm worthy of all the dreams, pwede ka rin maniwala na kalokohan lang yan lahat. Para lang yan sa kanila, hindi yan totoo para sa akin. So, nasan ka doon? Nasan ka sa scale na yan? At ano yung mga binabanggit ng nasa loob mo? Hindi yung not necessarily to share this with the world, but really just deep inside of you. When no one
Tama,
is
tama.
watching, when no one
Yeah.
is listening, anong sagot mo sa tanong na to?
Correct,
Gusto
correct.
nating
Oo.
malaman
So,
yan.
oo. Alam mo, nandiyan din nakalabas yung kung gaano mo kalalim binuo yung iyong pangarap eh, di ba? Ako
Totoo
nga
yan.
kasi ako, alam mo ba, ito mai-share ko lang ako ayoko talagang maging doktor. Ako gusto ko maging pare. Hindi nga. Oo, segue lang, segue. Gusto ko
Talaga
talaga maging
lang
pare.
ha,
Oo.
pare.
Kasi ang naiisip ko, alam mo ba, Tisha, ang naiisip ko, ang pari kasi nandun ka sa harap, nasa harapan. Tapos nagsasalita ka, may nakikinig sa'yo. Yan ang gusto ko, yung parang bida ba yung dating mo? Bibo. Oo. Eh pag ikaw doktor, hindi ka naman bibo. Dahil kausap mo,
Pero
pasyente.
nandito ka
Oo,
ngayon, Dok Ato. Andito ka ngayon, no?
nagamit natin yung skill ng
Yes.
pakikipag-usap.
Diba?
Oo. Oo, kaya ayan,
Galing mo
meron tayo
yan eh.
ngayon.
Galing
Oo,
mo yan.
nailagay natin. That's right.
Yeah,
That's
that's
right.
your
Oh.
that's your innate interest in yourself. That's your innate belief in yourself. And look at where you are right now, right?
Yeah. Oo. So tatlo tayo mga TFD Live.
Yes.
Tatlo yung binanggit ni Ma'am Tisha ngayon. Opportunity, about money, and about your biggest dream. Ano ba nafe-feel mo? Is it something positive? Are you excited? Or do you feel small? Do you feel weak? Do you feel incapable? Yan po ang pag-uusapan natin talaga ngayong gabi dito po sa TFD Live. Kaya mag-participate na kayo dahil hindi lang kayo natuto, hindi lang kayo nag-enjoy, meron pa kayong take home. Di ba, Tisha?
Yes, so true, so true. And I hope that people will really come out of this conversation that we have, with, alam mo yung parang may nabuksan sa isip nila. That's really the goal.
Exactly, oo. So you can use these three simple assessment tools, ano? Kaya ang maganda nga rito, if you are ready for your future, you should begin right now. And TFD
Right
Live is
here,
offering
right
you
now.
that opportunity. Tama ka, no? So how can we overcome the fears that are holding us back? Yan ang ituturo sa atin at tutulungan tayo ni Ma'am Tisha Rosales. So back to you, Tisha. What's
All right.
next for them?
Thank you, Doc Ato. So, nabanggit mo nga, what are the fears that control us? We're talking about fears that are getting in the way of our dreams. Hindi natin pinag-uusapan dito yung takot sa multo, takot sa whatever, pero yung mga takot na nasa loob natin, na kadalasan tayo lang nakakaalam or tayo lang ang hindi natin nare-realize actually na meron
Yeah,
talagang pumipigil
yeah.
sa atin. So, what are
Oo.
these kinds of fears that can really get in the way of our dreams? I put together here several examples, but these are, mind you, these are just a few. So, nandyan yung scarcity. Alam mo yung takot ka na mawalan ka ng pera? Takot na
Oh, okay.
palaging kulang? O kaya yung
Uh-huh.
scarcity is lack kasi lack. Yan yung fear mo na nakatingin ka sa palaging kulang. Ano ba yung pagising mo sa umaga? Ano yung sinasabi mo? Kulang na naman yung laman ng bulsa ko, kulang na naman
Naku.
yung laman
Oo.
ng bank account ko. At kapag
Yan.
kapag bumababa ang laman ng bank account, kinakabahan ka na. Ayan na, nagsisimula na yung takot. Some people
Mm.
really have real issues about fears, anxiety, and panic
Yeah.
attacks. Even it can even go to that length, no? When you really look at the bank account, especially for parents like us, di ba? Nakadepend sa atin yung lahat ng mga anak natin. There's a lot of other fears there, and a lot of the fears that come out in the coaching is really about not being enough, not being good
Ay.
enough, not being smart enough. There are really those voices, when
Mm.
pag again, wait, going back to those three questions that we asked at the start of the episode: opportunity, money, and dreams, right? What are the voices that we hear in our heads when we present ourselves with these questions? That you're not
That's
good
right.
enough?
Mm.
Ay naku, papalpak ka na naman kasi palpak ka naman
Wow.
talaga, 'di ba? At tsaka
Tama.
anong sasabihin nila 'pag pumalpak ka? We are so concerned about what other people say that we fail to listen to what's inside of us. We fail to look at and listen to whatever dreams and hopes that we have. And we are so conscious about pleasing other people. This is what we call, Doc Ato, the disease to please, 'di ba?
Oh, the disease to
Sadly,
please.
yeah,
Wow.
sadly, a lot of that comes from our conditioning,
Mm.
either from childhood, from society, from school. All of these things really come together, and it can make you a better person, or it can go the other way. There's also the fear of failure. Every time there's an opportunity, you believe that you're not good enough, therefore you will fail at it. Diba?
Tama ka, oo.
There's
Ay
also a
alam mo
fear of,
Tisha, ang
yes,
gusto
sir.
ko diyan sa binanggit mo, those little voices, alam po ninyo mga ka-TFD Live, lumalabas yan in your quiet moments.
Yes.
Kapagka ikaw na lang mag-isa, nagpapahinga
Mhm.
ka, yung iba nga yung 'pag matutulog ka na, tsaka lumalabas yung mga bagay na ganyan, eh. Kaya ang maganda nga talagang exercise dito Ma'am Tisha, eh, 'no, yung you will have an assessment of how was your day.
And in the coaching, Ato, in a lot of my coaching, kapag binubusisi natin itong mga
Hmm,
voices that we hear in our head,
yeah.
it's amazing how far back into our childhood it can go. And
Oh, okay.
usually when we hear the voices in our head, one thing I will ask the person who's having himself coach, kaninong boses ang naririnig mo?
Wow,
Kadalasan sarili ko. Kadalasan it's like a neutral voice. Pero pag
oo,
inungkat natin ang inungkat yan, hindi ako magugulat when it will be revealed that the voices that we hear, or the voice that we hear, is either a
oo.
parent, a mom or a dad, or someone who has a really great impact in our lives, who one time in our past, or several times in our past, kept telling us, bakit mas magaling si ate mo? Ba't hindi ka kasing
Wow,
galing ng classmate mo?
yeah.
Therefore, therefore, here's our brain putting it all together, connect the dots na hindi naman dapat, distorting our sense of image, saying na hindi ka magaling. And every time there's an opportunity in front of you, hindi mo kaya yan kasi hindi ka magaling eh. So that becomes now a belief. Now, when you have that belief, everything, opportunity, failure, they're all the same. Will trigger that fear in you, will trigger that doubt in you, and you're just not gonna move anymore. Diba? That's why, just as you're afraid to fail, you can also be afraid of success in itself. Remember the question on opportunity? When an opportunity is given to you, when a promotion is given to you, do you grab it, or are you afraid of it? That's already success waiting for you. But you're gonna say no to it because you don't believe in yourself. And so many things. Sometimes there's even one that, there's one time in my coaching that her belief is that I don't deserve a good life. And
Wow.
so she lives every day in misery. Miserable siya sa buhay niya. And I'm like,
Oo.
pero yun ang pinaniniwalaan mo. Hindi ako magtataka kung bakit ganito to ang buhay mo. Kasi yun ang pinaniniwalaan mo eh. So we
Yeah.
have to go back to those things that we believe in our minds, or we believe in our hearts, and we tell ourselves every time we face opportunities like this, we face situations like this. Actually, kapag bago ka dumilat ng mata, ano yung iniisip mo? Ano yung sa loobin mo? Never open your eyes. And here's the something that I learned quite recently, even before you open your eyes, you have to make sure that you're in the right state, in the right disposition, in the right attitude. Kapag gumising ka, dumilat ka na positive ka, chances are you will go through the day positively.
Ang
Pero
ganda ng
hindi ka,
sinabi mo, Tisha.
diba, hindi ka pa nga dumidilat, Dok Ato, nakapikit ka pa. Pagpadilat ka pa lang ko, ito na naman, paano ko na naman to survive
Oo,
yung araw,
oo.
diba?
Uy,
So,
alam mo,
ano,
Tisha, if I may ha, oo. Ito palang pinag-uusapan natin ngayon. Ngayon ko lang napagtanto. Ang lalim ha. Oo, na hindi lang po ito para sa inyo, dear students. Hindi lang ito para sa inyo, dear young professionals. Para din ito sa mga may pamilya na dahil
para sa
kapag
lahat,
yan ang
oo.
nangyari sa iyo, nung ikaw ay bata pa, sa mga anak mo, ituturo mo rin
Yes.
ito.
Yes,
Kaya
true.
kung maganda ang pagpapalaki sa iyo or maganda ang naging experience mo sa buhay mo, nako, yun din ang maituturo mo sa mga anak mo, yung mga resilience, overcoming fear, facing your fear, and even facing yung mga failures natin. Pero, kung medyo nagkaroon ng challenge at difficulty in your background, in your past life when you were younger, maituturo mo rin to sa mga anak mo at magti-trickle down yan at magkakaroon ng multiplier effect. Di ba, Ma'am Tricia?
Thank you for saying that, Doc Ato, because I truly believe that what you know is how you live your life right now, right? But again, from the start of this episode, you said that you're preparing yourself for the future. Now, how do you want your future to look like? Is it going to
Tama.
look like the past? If is kung nahirapan ka sa buhay mo as a child, kung mahirap ang buhay mo, or let's say you grew up not believing in yourself because somehow in that past life you were told na hindi ka magaling. Are you going to live that life in the future now and give that kind of belief as well to your children or not?
Ah, yeah, that's right.
Because the
Oo.
power of changing the future is to change how you are right here, right now. Yes,
Right here, right now.
the
I
past
love that.
cannot be changed, but there's something, and this is what I really tell everyone that I speak with. The past is there for you to learn a lesson.
Aha.
Lalo na kung mahirap yung past mo. There is a lesson waiting for you to learn. And that is now what you use to change yourself.
Tama
Kailangan
ka.
muna
Oo.
baguhin mo yung sarili mo. All of those beliefs. Ngayon, kung lumaki ka man na hindi naniniwala sa iyo ang magulang mo, ang nanay mo, pero ikaw ba naniniwala sa sarili mo?
That's right.
Because you're the one that really is gonna
Oo.
make the difference in your life.
Oo.
And if you
Correct,
change
correct.
that right here, right now,
Mm.
sigurado yan, your future will change.
Tama ka.
Diba?
Uy, mga ka-TFD Live ha, we're not teaching you to be rebellious in some
Not
effect
at
ha.
all.
O hindi
Not
hindi
at
yan,
all.
oh, hindi ganyan. Ang tinuturo natin kay with Ma'am Tisha Rosales, ang ating transformation coach is how do you cope with the things that you can control. Ang ibig nating
Yes.
sabihin ay yung mindset. So primarily, you need to be aware kung ano ba yung kinakatakutan ninyo. Are you afraid of opportunities, of making money? Do you know yourself well? At ang pangalawa nga is the right attitude or mindset. If you know
Yes.
your fears, if you are self-aware, yan nga, nakalagay sa slides natin, then we can move forward. Ang mahirap dito, Ma'am Tisha, hindi mo alam kung sino ka, kung
True.
saan pinanggalingan ng iyong mga takot. Kaya ang pagpunta mo ay kahit saan na lang. Sabi nga nila, kung wala kang direksyon sa buhay, kung saan-saan ka na lang pupulutin. Hindi kagaya
Actually,
ng iba na kung may direksyon ka, alam mo kung saan ka papunta,
yes.
di ba?
Kaya balikan natin yung three questions that I asked. If you notice, di
Mm,
ba, may green scale and then may red
yes,
scale. And there's a zero
tama.
in the middle eh.
That's
May
right.
center yan eh. May panggagalingan ka. So balik ka kagad sa gitna. Right here, right now. Habang nag-uusap tayo ngayon sa FB Live. Balik tayo sa 0 point. Diyan tayo ngayon. Kilalanin natin ngayon yung mga takot nating pagdududa. Be aware of who we are so we can decide whether we go green or we go red. Because the
That's right.
power to decide is in your hands.
Tama ka, oo.
Whatever past man nangyari yan, gagamitin natin ngayon yan. We're not
Mm.
gonna negate it. We're not going to ignore it. Not at all. In fact, this is the time talaga in our lives, in our, consciousness where imumulat natin. We become now aware of the truths. Kung
Tama
ipinanganak ka
ka.
sa mahirap, kung ang buhay mo na kinalakihan ay mahirap, then how are you gonna decide now on what kind of life you want to live? Kung
I agree
ikaw
with you.
ay, di ba, Doc Ato, the power to change your life
Yeah.
is in your hands. Now, the
Bigyan ko
thing
nga
is,
sila, Ma'am Tisha, ng
yes
ng
po,
isang example lang talaga na medyo malupit at makaka-relate siguro sila. Kasi ako teacher ako, eh, 'no? At nakikita naman natin dun sa mga nag-aaral ng kolehiyo or even, professorial, yung masteral na 'no, mga nagtatrabaho na. Yung iba talagang natatakot sila dahil nga may pagbabago. Kaya yung effort na ine-exert nila yung so-so na lang kung tawagin natin, 'di ba?
yes,
Comfort zone. Tapos 'pag ikaw ay na-promote o ikaw nagkaroon ng posisyon sa school o kahit sa trabaho, natatakot sila dun sa sudden change. Kaya ito ang
yes,
malaking question ko sa'yo, Ma'am Tesha. How do we overcome our fear, especially fear of the unknown? Hindi mo alam yung
yes,
future na
totoo.
darating or fear of change dahil may
Okay,
comfort zone ka na.
now
Can you talk about that, ma'am?
that's a nice question about fear of the unknown eh. Okay. Doon natin simulan, Doc Ato, ang pag-uusapan natin. Kasi
Yes, ma'am.
you may not know what's there to come, but definitely if you stay in your comfort zone, you're gonna know what's going to come, which is basically your entire past. If you're going to default, here's the thing, we default to our fears. We default
Hmm,
to the comfort zone. Therefore, kung ano yung naging buhay mo, yun pa rin ang magiging future mo. Now, do you want your future to change? Do you want your future to be different from your past? Do you want your future to be different from where you are right now? Then you need to change. And beautiful what you said, Doc Ato, about the discomfort. Because anything that takes you out of your comfort zone, mga kapatid, will make you uncomfortable. Kaya nga siya, di ba? You're out of your comfort zone because now you're doing something new. You're now doing
tama.
something different. You're
Yes.
doing something better. And that discomfort, these are now instilling new habits. So kung nasanay ka na papetiks-petiks ka lang sa buhay, kung nasanay ka na hihingi-hingi, ang mga Pilipino magaling dyan, kung sino yung
Yeah.
kumakon, hingi na lang tayo, di ba? No,
Yeah.
bigay mo sa sarili mo yung power na kaya mo rin naman kumita. So, what is the key here is to interrupt yourself. 'Di ba?
Okay.
Istorbohin mo yung sarili mo. Wag i-cut mo na yung, 'di ba what we say, we cut the ties or we cut the cycle. You begin with yourself. Whatever cycle that you're in, kung paulit-ulit lang na miserable ang buhay mo, then stop it. How do you stop it? By number one, admitting whatever it is that's holding you back. It can be a fear, it can be a limiting belief, it can be a pagdududa. Now, here's the thing about fear. Fear is a state that can change. There was a time when we were afraid, bigla tayong tumapang. Nasaan yung
Okay.
takot? Nawala. 'Di ba? When we said yes to a challenge, tumapang tayo, nagkaroon tayo ng lakas ng loob. Nasaan yung takot? Nawala eh. Doon ka sa tapang, doon ka sa lakas ng loob. Therefore, it can change just like that. So,
Ah,
fear
okay.
is the
Yeah.
state. It is not you. It does not define your being. I
Alam mo,
am
Ma'am
not
Tisha,
fear.
yeah, ano lang, eh, simulan mo lang yung lumapit ka lang dun sa kinatatakutan mo
Yes.
and face it, ano. Alam mo, nagustuhan ko yung sinabi mo kanina na interrupt yourself. Kasi ito
Interrupt
po,
yourself.
bigyan ko kayo mga kaibigan, ha, mga ka-TFD Live, ano. Sino po single sa inyo? Mag-chat box na kayo. Yan, yung mga kasama natin sa TFD. Ay, sorry. Yung mga
Ay,
sorry,
kasali ako
sorry
dyan.
po. Ayan. Yung mga nakikinig sa atin sa Facebook, mga naka-live sa atin ngayon, alam po ninyo anong ginagawa ng mga single? You are afraid to be alone. 'Di ba?
Yes.
Kaya sino mga kasama mo? Yung mga kasama mo, yung mga kapareho mong single para nakaka-relate. Paano ka makakakuha ng boyfriend o girlfriend pagka kayo-kayong mga single ang magkakasama? Eh pag kami
Mystery.
nakita kayong gwapo or maganda, naku, mag-aagawan pa kayo, 'di ba, Tisha?
Here's the
Kaya
thing about, tama yan daw kasi misery
oo,
loves company, di ba? So if
'di ba?
you're with like-minded people, you just feed on each other's misery. Yan
Yes,
lang at yan
oo.
lang ang nakikita nyo. Paano nga naman magbabago buhay nyo, di ba?
'Di ba? Oh, kaya ang
So,
ginagawa ko, ang
ginagawa.
ginabigay kong advice, Ma'am Tisha, 'no, sa mga ganyan, kung ikaw gusto mo mag-asawa at ikaw single or you're looking for meaningful relationships, sumama ka, maging chaperone ka dun sa may mga karelasyon. At 'pag tinanong ka nila, "Naiilang ka ba?" "Ay hindi po, naghahanap ako ng kagaya ninyo. Kaya ihanap po
Yes.
ninyo ako." So ganyan ang maganda nga sanang gawin ano, na if you interrupt yourself, you surround yourself with good people. Hindi yung
Yeah,
kagaya ng binanggit nga, Ma'am Tisha, na sabi mo kanina, misery loves company. If you would
correct,
like to
correct.
live in a miserable life, nako, magsama-sama na kayo. But you can put your head above the rest. Sabi mo nga, di ba? You are more than your
You
fears.
are
At
more than your fears. You are more than
importante
your
dyan, you
current
decide on
situation.
that, di ba? You
You are,
decide on that.
you are more than your past, Doc Ato. Your dreams are
Galing, galing.
bigger. The future
Oo.
is not yet there. Eh. The future is,
Tama.
it may be cliche to some people, but totoo yan eh. Hindi, wala pa yan, hindi pa yan nangyayari eh. So how
Hindi
can you
mo pa nga
even say,
nasubukan,
hindi mo pa
umaayaw ka na.
nasubukan? Correct. Sumubo ka lang. Here's the thing about fear also, no? Pinagdadaanan lang natin yan eh. Same with depression, same with anxiety. It's again the words that we say to ourselves. I am going through depression. I
Yeah.
am afraid. I am going through a fearful state or an episode in my life. I am going through. I am not depressed. Iba yung I am, iba yung I'm going. May pinagdadaanan. Ngayon,
Yeah.
siguraduhin
Oo.
lang natin na dadaanan natin yan, pero pag dinaanan natin yan, again, kung ano yung leksyon na kailangan nating matuto, kailangan nating pag-aralan niya, kailangan nating kunin, we leave behind the fear, we leave behind that bad experience, but we take with us the lesson to make sure na hindi na mauulit yan. Diba? That's
I
how we
agree.
gain
Oo.
wisdom, diba, Doc Ato?
Tama, oo.
Yung
Tsaka
nagiging wise ka
kapagka
eh.
that's right. Oh, you learn from those. Ano, alam mo nga nakakatuwa dahil ang pinag-uusapan natin about relationships, yung
Ako
pinag-uusapan
lahat
natin
to.
about positions or state in life, ano?
Yes.
Sabi nga ni Neil Armstrong, 'di ba? Naalala ko 'yan yung one small step for
One
man,
small step.
one big leap for
Yep.
mankind. But it initiates in one small step.
Just one small step. And
Kailangan lang step. Yeah.
I love to say, change that we're talking about, the transformation that we're talking about does not happen in a snap, does not
Correct.
happen overnight, but one moment at a time, one single moment at a time, 1 second at a time. Hanggang it becomes 1 minute, 1 day, 1 week. And it's all of that, but you just have to give yourself that very, very important moment in your life where you say to yourself, I am more than my fear. I can get over this.
Ganda mo, oh. Alam
Malalagpasan
mo,
ko 'to.
that's right, Ma'am Tisha. Every day nga ang tinuro ko sa mga students ko, pati nga sa mga anak ko rin ano, na ituturo ko sa kanila is, where am I right now? Kasi kung pareho pa rin yung ginagalawan mo kahapon, eh baka wala tayong naging
Definitely.
pagbabago moving
Yes.
forward, 'di ba? Oo. And
Actually,
ang pangalawang question is, where do you want to go? Kasi
yes.
kung nandun ka lang at paikot-ikot ka lang, para kang spiral. Umiikot
True.
ka lang sa mundo mo,
True.
eh pababa lang ng pababa yan, walang pagbabago.
Okay
So,
lang sana kung ang spiral, Doc, paahon eh, 'di ba?
yung
Paahon, you can
paahon parang
spiral up
tornado.
eh.
Eh
Eh,
kung
paano kung
quicksand ka,
pa-spiral
pababa,
down?
spaghetti pababa, yun ang mas
Spaghetti
mahirap. Tama
pababa,
ka.
naku patay tayo diyan. And that's also
Correct.
something 'no, there's something that, this is a nugget of wisdom for anyone listening. When there is a recurring, theme in your life, whether it be in relationships, sana sa relationships, I'm attracted to the same type of guy or to the same type of girl, my kind of relationship is the same. There is something that you are doing there that you keep on repeating. Now, if
Hmm.
you want to change everything, you have to really be aware of what that is so that you can stop. Now, there's a lot of people who know what they want but are not doing it. So, this is what we call the knowing and the doing gap.
All
So,
right.
what's in the middle is that decision. Yung decision mo, alam ko to eh, ano ngayon ang gagawin ko para magbago ang buhay ko, para magbago ang relationship ko, para marating ko yung gusto kong marating. Kahit man lang hindi pa nat ko, hindi ka yung tipong tao na nangangarap ng malaki, magbago mo lang yung buhay mo. Kailangan gawin mo yan eh. So whether it be doubt, whether it be insecurity, whether it be kung ano man yung mga pinaniniwalaan mo, the pain of the past, you have to really know where you want to go, and you have to also think of the new ways. Again, it goes back to getting out of your comfort zone, doing something different for a change. Do something different. When you start doing something different, the result of your life will change. And you have to do this because here's the thing. Everything that you dream of, everything na gusto mong marating is on the other side of fear.
Tama
Kailangan
ka.
mong
Oo.
talunin yan. Leap of faith.
Oo.
Maniwala ka sa sarili mo, maniwala ka sa Diyos. Ang Diyos kasi walang pagdududa sa atin eh.
That's
Tayo
right.
lang. Tayo lang naman talaga
Oo.
eh. We're the ones
Oo.
really stopping ourselves. But in truth, when we really take that leap, when we take that, sige, susubukan ko yung hindi ko pa nagagawa, my gosh, amazing. Amazing the results. You just let go of that fear.
I
So,
agree with you. Oo.
change, Doc Ato, change is the most
Yeah.
important thing.
Oo. It all starts within eh. Actually, it
Yes,
all starts
it's all
within. Ano. Wait,
here. It's all
alam mo
here.
Tisha, like if I may give you if I may suggest lang ano, yung apat
Yeah.
na quadrants ano, ay quadrants are
Yes.
actually four ano, dun sa knowing and doing, meron po mga nakikinig at nanonood sa TFD Live and I would like you to participate sa ating discussion, hashtag TFD Live and hashtag Bravery over Fear. Alin po kayo sa apat na quadrant na ito? Unang quadrant, yung hindi mo alam tsaka hindi mo ginagawa. That makes you a molecule. Ibig sabihin, wala. Kasi ang
You
tao po
just
dapat may
exist.
alam. Wala ka, you just exist. Oo. So
Yes.
ikaw ba yon na hindi mo alam, kaya hindi mo ginagawa, walang nangyayari. Pangalawa, meron namang iba, Tisha, gawa ka ng gawa, pero hindi mo inaalam. Ang tawag po doon, robot. Yung galaw
Autopilot, no?
autopilot, galaw ka lang ng galaw, sige lang ng sige, pero hindi mo inaalam kung ano bang problema diyan, ano ba kaya mo, etc. So yun yung pangalawa, baka ganyan po kayo mga ka-TFD Live. Meron naman yung pangatlo, alam mo pero hindi mo ginagawa. Yan yung tinatawag
Yon.
nating cognitive lang, yung theoretical ka lang, palagi ka lang nag-iisip, minsan overthinking nga. What's putting you back or holding you back? So tatlo na yan ha. Una, hindi mo alam, hindi mo rin ginagawa. Iyan yung molecule. You just
Yan yung
exist.
kaninang binanggit ko na knowing,
Oo.
doing gap. May gap. Ang
Yeah,
layo
may
ng
gap.
gap
Oo.
between sa
Kaya nga
alam
eh.
mo, sa
Yun din
ginagawa mo.
iba. Tapos yung pangalawa nga, yung binabanggit natin, yung gawa ka ng gawa, pero iba naman yung iniisip mo, kaya hindi align, parang robot. At pangatlo, alam mo, pero hindi mo ginagawa. Nako, theoretical overthinking. Pero maganda yung binabanggit mo eh. How can we transform our mindset para alam mo na, ginagawa mo pa? Ibig sabihin, you are in control. Tama ba, Ma'am Tisha?
Yes, that's so true, Doc Ato. In fact, kung ano yung pinaniwalaan mo sa sarili mo, it all begins with thoughts kasi.
The
And
mind, yeah.
when we start feeling, nagkakaroon tayo ng emotional connection dito sa thoughts na to. Diyan tayo
Tama.
ngayon magdidesisyon kung anong gagawin natin. Now, if you
Exactly,
want the
exactly.
result to change, thoughts, beliefs lead to feelings, lead to actions. Kapag nagbago lahat 'yan, magbabago ngayon yung result ng buhay natin. So where do you begin? Definitely it's going to be a work, really a work in progress. You are a work in progress, and definitely it's going to take some time. But that is why this is something that I really truly believe in. Again, like what we said, Doc Ato, di ba? Paunti-unti, padahan-dahan. So becoming aware of the old habits that you need to change will now really be the key to this whole transformation. And what you do is you catch yourself in that micro moment. Alam mo
Gusto
yung
ko 'yan.
alam mo
Gusto ko
yung
'yan,
Doc
yung
Ato, yung
it's in the little things. It's
little
in the
things.
little
Tsaka
things.
ito yung susi diyan, yung mahuhuli mo sarili mo na nagdi-default ka. Remember about defaulting to your fears? At na
Tama.
naman, ano ba 'tong eksenang 'to? Merong oportunidad. Let's say you have another promotion that's coming up. What do you say to yourself? Naku, nakakatakot, kaya ko ba? Anong kasunod? In the past, you will say, ay, ayoko. Ngayon, babaguhin natin yan. Dahil nahuli mo yung sarili mo na nagde-default sa dating mong ugali, ibahin natin. Ay, ayan ka na naman, Tisha. Ayan ka na naman, Doc Ato. This is conversation in your mind. This is you catching
Oo.
yourself in that defaulting mode. Teka muna, ayan ka na naman. Nagdududa ka na naman sa sarili mo. Ayan. Nandun ako sa 0 point. Ngayon, saan ako pipili? So now you're giving yourself the power of choice. When in
Tama,
the
tama.
past you would just default to an old habit of giving up. Now you recognize you have a choice. You
Tama.
really
Uy,
have a
bigyan din kita ng
choice.
example pagdating sa school ha, para dun sa mga college natin ano. Tapos mamaya naman magbibigay tayo dun sa mga young professionals, mga nagtatrabaho na. Catch yourself in that micro moment. Dati, alam mo ang mga Filipinos, Tisha, hindi gaano nagpa-participate sa class yan.
Ay,
Ang
totoo
mga
yan.
Filipinos sa likod na uupo. Catch
Mm-mm.
yourself na yung bang tipong magtataas ka ng kamay because
Yes.
that's one way of participating. And if you catch yourself, you will say na, uy, hindi naman pala nakakatakot. Hindi naman ako kakainin ni teacher. Hindi naman ako lulubog sa lupa. Pag nagtaas ako ng kamay, ano kung matawag or hindi? At least I caught myself participating
Yes.
by raising my hand. Mga TFD live eventers, ha? Kaya nyo bang gawin yan kung kayo'y nag-aaral pa? O ito naman ang challenge ko sa inyo, sa mga nagtatrabaho na. Yung mga traffic, pagdating sa traffic dahil nagko-commute, dati, in your micro moment, tanghali kang gumigising dahil sabi mo, total traffic, hindi ko aabutan na maaga akong papasok, late ako. Subukan po ninyo to catch yourself na you wake up early
Yep.
regularly. Di ba? Oh,
Yep.
so when you
Doc Ato,
catch
I'll
that
just
yourself in that micro moment, nako, baka
micro
sabihin mo
moment.
na, I had that moment na no, gumising ako na maaga, I had that effort. So, di ba, pagising lang na maaga, Ma'am Tisha, on a regular basis, di ba?
Actually, I want to go back to what you said about raising that hand.
Yeah,
You know,
oo.
that small action is already you choosing bravery over your fear.
'Di ba?
Kung
Oo.
sa kung sa dati tatahimik ka lang, pero ngayon
Yeah,
eto na yung sinasabi natin 'no, may pagbabago ka na ginawa. May ginawa ka na
tama
hindi
ka.
mo ginagawa dati.
Correct,
Just that,
correct.
give yourself that power to raise your hand. That is already in itself powerful. When you're in that micro moment as well, where you're starting to change, feel it. Anong nararamdaman mo? Grabe, kala mo Superman ka na, no?
Yeah, it
Nag-raise
feels
ka
good.
lang ng hand, di
Uy,
ba?
pero sa simula,
Kaya ko
Tisha,
pala.
kinakabahan ka
Oo
sana. Sabi mo, sana
naman.
'wag ako matawag.
Oo naman. Pero di ba, pero nanginginig-ginig ang kamay. Pero
Nanginginig ka nun. Totoo
ano
'yan.
yung kasunod? Pag tinawag ka, sige, tapangan mo pa. Total,
Yeah,
tinaas mo ng kamay mo. One step pa, di ba? Dok ata, one
panindigan mo
another
na 'yan.
step. And
Correct,
before you
oo.
know it, you've taken that giant leap for yourself.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly, oh.
one step, one micro moment, and then it will lead to super duper maraming steps. Giant leap na yan para sa'yo. Before you know it, oh my God, ito ka
Nasa
na.
honor roll ka na. Oo, nasa
Yes.
honor roll ka na, oh. With that,
And
Tisha,
already,
yun yang
yes
ganong
po.
clear and objective understanding natin of ourselves na ako gusto ko lang mag-participate sa class in a very small way, pero eventually I ended up being a Dean's
True.
Lister kasi nga nag-participate ka, no? So how do we do that? What is the next step na yung ating objective nakukuha na natin with that catching yourself in that micro moment? So what do we
Okay.
do next after that? Oo.
Ano bang intention mo sa buhay mo?
Yan.
Magpumalpak?
Okay.
Mag-fail? Alam mo yon, malulong ka na lang sa ganyan, o gusto mo nang, are you this fish na alam mo, I have to take that giant leap because I want to be in a bigger bowl, because I can swim better. Anong intention mo para sa sarili mo? When you
Wow.
ask yourself that, that will awaken now, that yung natutulog sa sarili, yung natutulog na nangarap sa'yo. That is a gift that you can give yourself.
Alam
What
mo,
is your
Tisha, tama ka
intention
ha.
for yourself?
Yung
Yes.
intentionality. Alam mo sa mga interviews, di ba pag nag interview tayo ng mga applicants, ito yun
Yep.
eh, yung how do you see yourself 3 days from now? Hindi,
Yep.
masyadong short yun. 3 years from now.
3 years from
Ganyan yung mga,
now.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, ano yung intention, ano yung plano mo? Kasi you have
Ano
to
yung
work
plano
your
mo?
way towards that eh. Tama ka. Oo.
Tsaka, in companies like that, the reason why they ask these questions is because definitely, one thing's for sure, the company will want to grow. Nasa growth mindset ng company na yan eh.
Aha.
Makikisabay ka ba? Kasama ka ba namin sa pag-grow nito or hindi? Kasi
Or
then
baka,
if you're with us, 'di ba? If you're like us, then sama ka sa amin.
correct,
That's
I
that's
agree.
that's the reason why companies ask that. They want to know what you plan for yourself.
Or
So
you
that
might drag us, di ba? Baka
yes,
ikaw yung maging
ito yung
hindrance sa growth
ito yung
natin. Ako.
tinatawag natin na are your personal goals aligned with the company
Mm.
goals? Do
Or
you see
maligned, baka maligned
Yes,
ka,
yeah,
'di ba? Nasa
exactly. Do you
wow.
see yourself growing in this company? They may sound like typical questions that you hear, but honestly, these are very, very philosophical questions, and these are very, very personal questions. And the reason why they ask that is they also want to know where you will put your energy.
I
because
agree.
energy flows where attention goes. If you're thinking about your growth, gagawin at gagawin mo lahat ng lakas mo, doon mo ano, i-channel, 'di ba? Everyday pagising mo excited ka, everyday na-challenge ka. So that's where you start, that's where you go. Now if you're gonna go into parang basta may trabaho ako, naku sureball hindi
Oo,
ka makukuha.
15:30 ang tawag natin diyan, 'di
'Di
ba?
ba?
Yung mga you just
Exactly.
exist.
You
Oo,
just
wala kang
really
naging
exist.
contribution. Ito
Hand to
yung
mouth.
yan tumawag. Ito yung tipong pagka nawala ka, hindi nila napapansin. At kung nandun
Exactly.
ka, hindi ka rin nila napapansin. Ano ba yan?
Para kang gray person, para kang gray
Yeah,
matter,
parang
no?
wallpaper,
Ganon.
tawag ba natin yung mga wallpaper na walang nakakapansin sa'yo. Would you want that, dear TFD Live eventers? Ano? Oh, we have 114 live audience pala, Tesha. And
Yes,
we would like
yes.
these viewers to participate. Use the hashtag TFD Live and hashtag Bravery Over Fear. And we are with Ma'am Tisha Rosales helping us out para sa ating Bravery Over Fear. Your future starts now with TFD Live. No? I'm your host, Dr. Ato Basco po. Ayan ha. Uy, alam mo, naka 1 hour na pala tayo ha.
Oo nga.
Almost.
Oo nga, ang daldal kasi nating pareho. There's one
Eh,
thing also. You know,
continue.
when this whole challenging yourself seems so difficult to do, there's one tip that I can give you that really
Yes,
changed
ma'am.
everything for me, and that is gratitude.
Oh, okay.
When you wake up each morning, being thankful for a new day, being thankful na buhay ka, being thankful na kahit nahirapan ka kahapon, meron akong bagong pagkakataon na pwede kong baguhin, pwede
That's
ako
nice.
mag-strive uli. You know, that really just changes everything. Imagine when you're able to say thank you to the most difficult experience of your life. Marami tayong trauma na pinagdaanan, marami tayong sakit na dinaanan, no? Marami tayong mga hurts. Imagine if you're able to say thank you to that. Why are you saying thank you to a very painful experience? It's because of the lesson that you learned. May natutunan ka, you became a better person. And gratitude is very, very important because the title of our talk here is Bravery Over Fear, Keys to Finding Your Self-Worth. When you are in a grateful state, it changes your whole experience of yourself and of your worth, actually, kasi kapag nagpapasalamat ka, you acknowledge the fact that you received something, and that the most important thing is you are worthy of whatever it is that you received.
Mm,
You are
mm-mm.
worthy of that. So the key to overcoming the fear, the key to choosing your bravery is that I am worth fighting for, 'di ba? I am
Tama.
worth doing all of these difficult things. My dreams are all worth it because I
Naku, ang ganda
am
ng
worthy.
sinabi mo. Yeah. Uy, alam mo, Ma'am Tisha, if I may ha, yung nabasa kong libro yung kay Richard Bach. Yan ha, The
Yes,
Reluctant Messiah. No? Ang banggit niya dito, you are never given a dream without also being given the power to make it come true.
that's so true.
But you
That's so
have
true.
but you have to work for it. Yun ang kailangan. Oo.
Yep.
So, hindi yan darating sa'yo kapag naghihintay ka. Opportunity is what you make out of it. Di ba? Yung ikaw ang gumawa ng sarili mong opportunity. Kaya I agree with you, Ma'am Tisha, eh, no? Yun bang nag-participate ka, hindi lang nag-hand me down. Hindi lang na
Yes.
because of tadhana, no, nangyari ito. Kung ikaw naghahanap ng karelasyon at ito ay gusto mo serious relationship, aba, ipaalam mo sa buong mundo that you are available. Hindi yung nasa kwarto ka, nag-aano ka, nagbabasa ka lang ng mga libro, eh, walang lalapit sa'yo by chance, ano. Hindi yan parang, ano ba yung mga pinapanood natin, no, ng mga pelikula. Hindi totoo yan. Kailangan is i-expose mo ang sarili mo to good people, di ba?
Yep.
You need
You
to tell
really need
them
to
na
you
ikaw ay
really need to
available.
yeah, you need to change your landscape,
Mindset.
kumbaga, 'di ba? Your
Yes,
mindset, your landscape.
tama ka.
And you know, if you're the type of person like ako, you know, honestly, I come from a dysfunctional family.
Hmm,
And when I became a single mom, ang dami kong iniisip, how now do I teach my children? How
hmm.
do I become a better parent, better mom when
Yeah,
I have this very dysfunctional relationship with my mother?
background, oo.
So what
Oo,
I did was to really look at other people, learn from other people. Just because you were born into this reality doesn't mean that you can change it. Just because
exactly.
you were born with this set of parents or in this set of reality, na ito na yung magiging reality mo. No, that's the gift. That's why you have the gift of friendship. That's why the gift of experience, the gift of the world, all of these are actually gifts to you so that you can open your eyes and learn from this. Change everything that you know so that you can, you can live whatever it is that you want to be. Now, for instance, self-love is one of the things that I coach heavily on. Kung
Mm.
ikaw ay lumaki na hindi ka na nabigyan or napakitaan ng pagmamahal, look at people who have that. Be
Yeah.
with people who are loving to each other so that you will learn. I remember what you said earlier about the dating game na kung gusto mong makamit ng ibang tao to go out, one thing also that you can also learn is how is it to love ba? What's it like? What's it like to be
The
in love? What's it
experience.
like to be
Yeah.
in a relationship? Learn from other people. Be
Exactly.
in that mode,
Circle.
kumbaga, in that
Yeah.
circle.
Tama.
And then you will start to understand, then you start to inform yourself, ito pala siya. So it's on those little touches, those tinginan, those things that you don't really read in textbooks at all. So that's the power that you give to yourself, because whatever it is that you believe that you can learn or you are will be the life that you live. So I know
Tama.
that it's a giant leap, but again, the little steps are really, really very important for us to take so that we can get to that life that we want. You have to win in your mind. You
Mm.
win in
Win
your
in your
mind
mind. That's right.
so that your feeling about yourself will change and you start acting differently. Once you
Yeah.
start acting differently, once you start saying things differently, your life will change. Remember this: what you believe about yourself is the life that you live. You
Naku,
live,
so
rather.
kailangan pala yung seed na ipaplant mo sa isip mo is something that you can cultivate, something that you can water every day and put sunlight nga
And
siguro and
there's
some
there's
air.
something there's something about single parenthood that I learned.
Hmm.
It was this, how do
Yeah.
I now change the way I parent so that my children will not be the child that I was before.
Oh, wow. Oh, no, that's
Diba? Kasi,
heavy. Oo,
because
oo.
there's something I learned. Bata pa lang ako, sinabi ko na sa sarili ko, kung magkakaanak ako, hindi ko ipapa-experience sa mga anak ko to. Pero
Okay.
hindi ko
Yeah.
alam paano siya gawin kasi I only had one set of parents. I only had one childhood. So
Yeah.
where do
Yeah.
I learn? The consciousness that this has to stop. Here's the thing,
Tama.
kung may pinagdaanan ka na sakit, may pinagdaanan ka na hirap, lalo na as a child, and it took you so long you had to become an adult so that you were able to process it. If it was painful for you as a child, do you want your children to experience that?
O, sagutin niyo yan mga ka-TFD, no?
Diba?
Yung naranasan mo ba na
Alam mo na nga
hirap,
yung,
gusto
diba?
mong manganak pa at maranasan at
Correct.
maipamana pa sa next
'Di ba, Dok
generation?
Ato, alam mo na nga kung gaano kasakit, gagawin mo pa ba
Tama.
sa mga anak mo? But here's the
Tama.
thing, how now do you change it? How now do you where do you learn? You
Aha.
just have to open your eyes and look at your friends, look at the people around you. There's
Yeah.
so much that's waiting for you to learn. But you need to be brave about it. You need bravery over all of that, because bravery will allow you to rise above your fears. Bravery will allow you to fight for yourself, to fight for that dream, to fight for that little child who was so wounded growing up. Ipaglaban mo yung batang yan.
Yeah.
Ipaglaban mo.
At ang
Give that
malulunod
child in you a chance in
ay,
life.
yan. I'm onto that, oo. Mabibigyan mo ng chance yung little child in you, that wounded child
Yep,
or that successful child or happy child,
yep,
if you yourself will provide choices.
yep.
Dapat meron kang mga options. Kasi yung iba, di ba ginagawa na Tricia, they surround themselves, nagkakaroon sila ng prison that they
Yes,
themselves created, no? So
true.
mga kaibigan, mga ka-TFD Live, ano, in this meaningful conversations called Bravery Over Fear, ang pinag-uusapan natin nga dito is how do we equip ourselves? First, kailangan alam natin. We need to admit to ourselves and
Yes,
identify yung areas natin that we can improve on. Second, Kailangan alam natin yung susunod na gagawin. Where do we want to go? 'Di ba, Trisha? O, Tisha? Kaya
Kung hindi man natin alam kung saan tayo pupunta, then learn, ask help,
yeah,
read,
oo,
be
surround yourself with
inspired.
good people.
Yes,
That's right, oo, 'no?
surround yourself
Consult
and
with people
be
that you love,
inspired.
significant people. Yeah, you get inspiration from those. And then take the first step. Yung mga tawag
Take
mo
the
nga
first
kanina,
step.
mga micro moment, mga mini moments, ano, and catch yourself doing those. Ang maganda nga niyan, in those little things, in those little moments, you have to be grateful and say thank you. Nako, thank
Yes,
you, Lord.
every single
Nagawa ko
step.
to. Whatever the outcome, you still have the opportunity tomorrow to do
Yep.
things and to change the things that you have learned, especially kung bad or negative yung experience na yan. Nako,
There's one thing
yeah,
about
excellent.
gratitude also that I learned, Doc Ato. It's not just about being grateful about what happened to you, but being grateful for what will happen to you. So,
Yeah.
this is
Oo.
something that I learned from Jack Canfield, the author of Chicken
Oh,
Soup for the Soul.
okay.
So, I was so surprised. I attended this workshop during the pandemic, and it was about abundance. It was about
Hmm.
abundance. And I was so surprised that the key to abundance is gratitude. Because again, di ba, when you become thankful for everything that has happened to you, whether it be good or bad, you're now in a position to, you are now acknowledging and accepting that something good was given to you. And
Yan.
that is your ticket to opening your eyes to that abundance. And imagine if you can be grateful for everything that has happened to you, be grateful for what you have right now, and being grateful moving forward. Diba there's such a thing as paying forward? There's also
Hmm.
such a thing as gratitude forward. So
Yun
wala
yun
pa
eh.
nangyayari, you're already thankful for that. And when you're in that constant state, you're no longer afraid. Remember, fear is a state. You choose
Oh,
the state where you're in. Over fear, if
pinagdadaanan.
you bring
Yeah.
gratitude, fear will disappear.
Wow.
Over your self-doubt, over your limiting beliefs, if you bring in gratitude, you will be thankful for those little micro moments of chance. That's what I call micro moments of chance, magical moments of change. Little things, just one moment at a time. That's the greatest gift to yourself. And
Mm.
again, little steps all the way to the giant leap for yourself.
Wow, with that, nako, Oy, mga ka-TFD Live, you've heard Miss Tisha Rosales, ano, transformation coach,
Yes,
personal
this
coach,
is all a
leadership coach, ano?
transformation, Doc Ato.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
the journey. Like we said, it's one step at a time, one step at a
yeah.
time. It's a
Oh,
journey. I call it a brave journey. And sometimes it's not even about the destination anymore, but it's who you transform into, who
that's
you
right.
become, diba? That's the
Oo,
most
oo.
important thing. Yeah.
Kaya tama kaya, oo. It's what you do and you decide on what you have to do right now, but you have all the options in the world, mga kaibigan, ano. So, wag po kayong aalis dahil we have already collected,
Yes.
Ma'am Tish, ano, mga
Yes.
questions at
Excited.
ito palagay ko may mga premyo sila. At sino-sino yung mga yan? Malalaman po ninyo sa pagbabalik po ng ating TFD Live. But first, watch this video. Ayan, panoorin niyo muna 'to, mga kaibigan. And we're back. Ako po si Doc Ato Basco, your friendly pediatrician online, your host para po sa episode na ito ng TFD Live. At kasama po natin ngayong gabi si Miss Tisha Rosales and we're talking about bravery over fear, keys to finding your self-worth. No? In the first part of our presentation kanina, nakita natin how we can transform ourselves by una, yung ating self-awareness, and pangalawa, no, pagka nagkaroon ka ng self-awareness, yung cognitive yan, it's all in the mind, you should have that attitude na I would like to change. I'm grateful to change, ano? And I accept to change. Yan ang mga bagay na yan. And then thirdly, yung binanggit ni Ma'am Tisha, you got to take concrete actions. Pero mga kaibigan, kahit small steps, it will matter. Sabi nga nila, small steps will become habits and these habits will become values. So start
That's
with
so
those
true.
small steps, ha? Every day, pagising ng maaga, something that you can do and you can control. Pag-participate sa class, pag-accept ng challenges sa office, ano? So mga bagay na yan, and if you catch yourself doing those things, do them repetitively and be thankful because you have an opportunity tomorrow to do these things all over again or to make necessary corrections, di ba?
Ang galing mo mag-summarize, Doc Ato.
Eh, nakikinig
Napakagaling.
ako sa iyo eh. Oy, mga ka-TFD Live ha, you stay po dahil i-announce natin ang 10 winners dun po sa mga binabanggit natin about our TFD Live Q&A portion na part 2 natin ngayon together with Miss Tisha Rosales. So yan, makinig po kayo and we also have our winners for our fight or flight contest. So Miss Tisha, are you ready for our
Yes.
Q&A?
Game on. Let's go.
Okay, so don't be fearful. Here's question number 1. O, basahin ko lang muna ha. From Kit Horvina. Kit, ito ang question mo. Fall 7 times, stand up 8. Easier said than done. What are your advices or advice to those individuals who are in denial stage who perceive themselves as strong and brave, but in reality are into difficult or bad situations and tend to avoid their problems rather than facing them before it's too late? Ayan. Ma'am Tisha, what are your insights about this?
Thanks, Doc Ato. And thanks, Kit, for that question. The only one thing that rises, from this question is that what is the choice of that person? Falling
Okay.
7 times, stand up 8. Every time there is a choice to stand up and try again.
Aha.
That's
Aha.
the most important thing. What is the choice that you make when you're in that very, very difficult situation? Do you give up? Or do you dust yourself? Kung umiyak ka man, sige, ipahin mo ng uluha. Subok uli. Try uli. You'll never know what will lie ahead. You'll never know what tomorrow can bring, di ba? Yun ang sinasabi nila. So, it's really your choice. And again, when I look at this question rather, so what is it that you're looking at? Difficult or bad situation or situation of opportunities, of learning? So it's all up to you to create that meaning that you have. Di ba pinag-usapan natin yan, Doc Ato? The meaning that you give is the life that you live, right?
Right.
So kung sinasabi mo mahirap ang buhay, mahirap ang pagsubok, mahirap talaga siya. There's a beautiful saying, whether you say that you're right or whether you say that you can and you can't, you are right. So it's really up to you
It's up to you. Yeah. Oo.
what you believe. And yes, definitely you have to do something. You really keep on. You have to give yourself chances and chances and chances before it's too late. What are we talking about before it's too late? You know what's in the end of time already, then you're gonna live your life. At the end of your days, are you gonna look back with regret? Or are you gonna say, I tried my best, I lived a full life?
Oh,
So
ang ganda
again,
yan.
it's all
Mm.
up to you. The choice is yours. It's never coming from outside, because if you believe in yourself, bibigyan mo sarili mo ng pagkakataon every single time. And
Mm.
yes, there's no guarantee at all. Success is no guarantee. And do you think those people who succeeded just did it one time? Actually, that's really the merit of reading up, and learning and being inspired by the stories of great people, because they didn't go through it just like that. Kobe
Yeah.
Bryant is a very, very good example. For
Oh,
those of you who are
that's right.
interested in basketball, the greatest of all time that you see on the court, shooting and making that ball, making that net every single time, did not just learn that skill just by sitting down and saying, I'm the greatest, I'm the best. No, he would be the first in the arena, and he will be the last.
Ang lupit
Everybody
nun,
else is
oo.
sleeping, but he's still there. He perfects himself, he gives himself, pushes himself every single time. And this story, if you translate it to so many others, whether it be in business, whether it be in health, whether it be in relationships, this the same theme. You really just have to do the work. You really have to give yourself that chance to learn, chance to perfect that skill, because again, it's on those little steps that you really hone everything. You really make yourself the powerful, the greatest of all time that you are. When you look at athletes, the Olympians, they do not get to the Olympics just by saying, I'm going to be the greatest swimmer. They
Mm.
hit the swimming pool every single morning, lap after lap, beating their own time so that they become the best of whatever it is that they do. So
Yeah.
that's what you give to yourself. You have to give yourself the chance. You have to give yourself that opportunity to be better. And again, at the end of it all, it's all about your choice. Do you choose to see the difficulty or do you choose to see the opportunity? It's all
Alam mo, yeah,
yours.
galing, oo. Oo. If I may, Ma'am Tesha, kung mabanggit lang, ako 4 na words yung nakita ko lang dito na pwede nating i-empower kay Kit at sa mga nakikinig sa atin. Gusto ko, ako sa akin, gusto ko yung mapunta ka sa sukdulan, yung tipong sasabihin mong, ayoko na, tama na, sobra na, palitan na. Alam po ninyo 'pag napunta kayo sa ganyang sitwasyon, may aksyon ka kaagad, eh, kasi nasa sukdulan ka na. Ayoko na, tama na, sobra na, palitan na. Kaya palitan na natin yung slide to question number 2.
Nice segue. Next
Second
question,
question
please.
from Marites Ocampo. Marites, eto ang question mo, ha. How can you remain optimistic that you will eventually get your breakthrough despite numerous setbacks? Nako, yan yung try and try until you are tired. Ano ba dapat, Ma'am Tisha?
How can you remain optimistic when that you will eventually get your breakthrough despite numerous setbacks? Ako, it's all about gratitude. You know, if you're able to say thank you to again that opportunity to try again. If you're gonna say thank you to the failure because may natutunan ako, ang importante lang kasi matutunan mo yan eh. If again, if the same mistakes happen, the same setbacks happen, there's something there that you're doing that is actually wrong, but you got to be able to see what that is so that you can change it. You can change it so that um the optimism here is that it's not just things will get better, things will be I will reach my breakthrough, but the optimism here, what is the lesson that I'm being taught,
Yan,
what's the lesson that I need to learn para mabago
agree.
ito lahat. The
Oo,
optimistic mind will look for the lesson, the pessimistic mind will look at the setback. So
tama,
which are you, which
tama.
salamin do you put in, the
Mm,
optimistic or the pessimistic? Again, the
yun yun, eh.
optimistic mind will look for the lesson so that you can change things. The pessimistic mind will look at the setback and say, ang hirap-hirap ng buhay.
Mm.
So at
Parang ano
any
yun,
given
Ma'am,
time,
yeah.
at
Yeah,
any given
parang ano
time,
yun,
you
Ma'am
have a
Tisha, eh.
choice.
Oo, tama ka, oh. Naalala ko tuloy yung example, yung dun sa anecdote na may malaking bato tapos everyday pinababalik siya ni Lord, 'no, na push ka lang ng push diyan everyday. Tapos sabi nung tao, "Ay, hindi ko naman ma-push yan Lord, eh, dahil ang laki ng boulder na yan." It's true, hindi mo talaga ma-push, but look at yourselves, 'no. 'Pag
Yep,
tingin mo lumaki yung muscle mo, kasi nga
correct.
kaka-push mo everyday. Oo.
True,
So
true,
yun yung
true.
breakthrough, not only outside, external, but also inside, internal. I agree with you. Very good. Ayan. Thank you, Marites, for that question. Next slide, please. Next question, please.
What is the first step in overcoming one's fear? Sorry na, inagawa na kita ng turn.
Next, okay. Yeah, yeah.
And how will I know that it is time for me to seek help from a professional? Two questions here. What is the first
Okay.
step in overcoming one's fear? Number one, you have to be aware of the fear. You have to know
Yeah.
your fear. You cannot conquer something if you do not know what that is. When you put a name to it, then you know how to handle it.
Mm,
So if
tama.
it's fear, if it's a limiting belief, then you know, paniniwala ko siya. If it's pagdududa sa sarili that's stopping you, nagdududa ako. Bakit ako nagdududa sa sarili ko? Now I have to equip myself, I have to study again, I have to learn this, or I do have to change something. So again, aware, my mentor, Prachi Mayekar, she has a very beautiful thing, ACE mindset. Awareness changes everything. Once you know, di ba? What now are you going to do? Because now, you cannot unsee the truth. Alam mo na eh. Ngayon, anong decision mo? Awareness changes everything. Next is that, how will I know that it is time for me to seek help from a professional? Well, I'm not really sure about the professional that you're talking to, but for instance, when it comes to coaching, the thing about the advantage of seeing a coach is that wala kasi kaming judgment. Wala. It's
Mhm.
different when you talk to your friends. Normally, friends or
Yeah.
family, automatic yan. The personal judgments will come in the way or yung, kasi kilala kita eh, hindi mo gagawin yan. Meron ng ganon. Whereas if you seek help, or if you look to someone outside of your circle, then the perspective will change. It's just not coaches. You can talk to a teacher. You can talk to, let's say, for instance, a mentor who can show you a different perspective. You can talk to a priest. You can talk to anyone who, again, is different from the voices that you hear in your normal thing. When is it time for you to seek help from a professional? When you want significant change to happen,
Wow.
then you do
Mm.
something different.
Mm.
There you
Or
go.
if the fear is already disrupting your normal routine,
Exactly. It's
hindi ka na
getting in the
nakakatulog,
way.
hindi ka na masaya, hindi ka na
It's getting in the way of
kumakain,
your life.
naku,
Yes.
ayan, punta ka
Probably
ng professional.
this is where it also begs to be answered, no, about anxiety and depression.
Yeah,
And tama
yeah,
si Doc
yeah.
Ato, no. When it's really getting in the way of your normal life already,
Yes.
then we know
Oh,
now it becomes a disorder. Then you have to go and seek help from a
that's right.
psychiatrist, and then
Oh,
sort you out kung ano ba talaga yung
yes,
problema.
unload natin yan. Oh. Thank you,
Yes.
Rosel Tinay, for that question. Next question, please. From Elizabeth Tariman, sabi niya, I am a widow since 2016. How can I conquer my fear of being alone on my old age? Now that my children already have their own family, how can I show I am brave despite of different challenges experienced by a senior citizen like me? Ma'am Tisha, life stage to.
Okay. Um Again, if you choose to define old age and being alone as a fearful experience, then it will be that. Now, for instance, if you choose, again, going back to gratitude, for me talaga gratitude changes everything, eh. And I
Mhm.
may sound like a broken record, but here's the thing: your children have now their own family. Isn't that the mission of a mom, to be able
Mhm.
to prepare her children and see them that they're okay? Now I can go, di ba?
Yan.
What can you do now that you're alone and you're free, free from all of these
Mag-ballroom ka,
obligations, diba?
mag-bingo.
How can
Yan,
I
yan.
enjoy my life? The
Oo.
opposite of fear is joy. What can I do that will give me joy? That's the
Mm,
question you probably need to ask yourself.
yan.
And not, bakit ako matatakot sa pag mag-isa na lang ako? Ano yung pwede kong gawin ngayon na
Mhm.
matanda na ako, my children are all settled, and now I have the freedom. Probably you can say, I have a few more years in life to go. How am I going to make this really super, super, super galing, so that by the time I draw my last breath, it was all worth it? How
Ang
now do I
ganda ng
bring joy
senaryo.
into my life? Your
Oh,
choice.
how would you like other people to remember you? Minsan may ganyan tayo, 'di ba?
Yes,
Oo,
correct.
naku si Madam Elizabeth napakamasiyahin 'yan. Pagkasama mo 'yan walang dull moment. Naku, matulungin 'yan sa ibang tao. Dahil mo pinahiram ako ng pera or binigyan ako ng sound advice. Naku, Ma'am Elizabeth, you have a lot of future ahead of you and we believe in you.
Yep.
Bigyan niyo lang kami ng update, ha? 'Di ba, Tisha?
Yes,
Update
yes,
niyo lang kami, Ma'am
yes.
Elizabeth, ha? We'd like to hear from you, your success story. Ayan.
Yes
Next
po.
slide tayo, Ma'am Tisha.
How
Ian
can we
Domingo.
brave? Yes, from Ian Domingo. How can we brave when our source of stress and fear are from people we love and things we are passionate about?
Oh,
It might be
okay.
time to let go,
Uh-huh.
right? It might be time to let go. Again, source of stress. What is causing the stress? What is causing the fear? Do you want to hang on to it? If you hang on to it, what will it give you? If you
Mhm.
let go, now explore the unknown, because you've been hanging on to that for the longest time. That has been your life, right? Now let's do something different. And this may, again, like what we talked about, this may make you uncomfortable. What will happen if you let go of your sources of fear and
Okay.
stress?
Uh-huh.
What will it
Yan.
give you if you let go of your sources of fear and your stress? What will
Wow.
change for you? When you
Tama ka
explore
diyan,
that,
oh.
now you're looking into your future that hasn't been made yet, but is waiting now for you. So again, you gave yourself the power of choice. If I hold on to my sources of fear and stress, this is what's going to happen. If I let go, this is what's going to happen. If you see both choices, then you can make that beautiful power of choice. You can call upon that power to change everything. The
Tama
power
ka,
is
oo.
yours.
Oo. Pagdating nga sa mga nagtatrabaho na young professionals, kung ayaw nyo sa pamilya ninyo dahil nakikita mo yung kapatid mo, lagi kang pinapagalitan ng magulang mo, magpa-promote ka. Paano ka mapapapromote? You have to embrace fear. Kailangan medyo brave ka, mag-perform
Brave
well ka,
talaga.
para pag na-promote ka, magpadestino ka sa ibang lugar, and then you can do things on your own. Pero
Yes.
kailangan galingan mo.
Galingan
Embrace your
mo.
fear of success para hindi mo na nakikita yung nanay mo na maingay, yung tatay mo na sumisigaw sa'yo, kung yan ang ayaw mo, ha? Oo. Pero kung
Mm-mm.
gusto mo naman yan, nako, pag na-promote ka, makakatulong ka na sa pamilya. Mag-uwi ka ng lechon manok araw-araw. Magpadala ka ng kotse kapag ikaw may susi na. Yan ang mga makikita ng mga kapatid mo. Embrace your fear. Kaya pag naging
Yes.
successful ka, gagayahin ka naman nila. Di ba, Tisha?
I so agree. When you embrace your fear, you make peace with that fear. Imagine, how can you make peace
Ayan.
with that fear, 'di ba? Again, may tinuturo 'yan eh. May tinuturo. Ano yung nasa kabila? Ano yung
Mm.
nasa kabila nun? Kung paano ko matatanggal tong takot na to? Or
Yeah.
kung wala itong takot na to, ano yung buhay ko? You
Yan.
always look
Oo.
at the other side. Kadalasan hindi natin nakikita 'yan eh.
Uy,
Because you're
alam mo,
just
ayoko,
focusing.
Tisha, yung yung mindset na what if. Ayoko yan. Yung what if
Or plan
mentality, di
B,
ba?
tsaka
Oo,
yung
yung plan
plan
B
B.
na, tapos yung pala, walang nangyari kasi paano yung plano mo, yung mga what
Yeah.
if, yung mga, nako, yung mga ka-TFD live, umayos kayo aayusin namin kay ni Tisha, oo. Uy, alam mo,
Walang
Ma'am
walang
Tisha,
exit walang exit strategy, 'di ba? Walang exit
wala.
strategy. Sulong lang.
Dapat in the loop. Lagi kang in the loop.
Yes.
Oo. This is your life we're talking about. This is your future we are equipping you with. Ano? Kaya yung next set questions natin are coming from our live audience,
My
Ma'am
God,
Tisha.
yes.
Are you
Okay,
ready for
game.
this?
Game, let's go.
Game
Let's
na.
go.
Let's
Sulong
have the first
lang.
slide. Oo. Ayan. Sabi ni Lo RV, as a
As a
parent,
parent,
how can I equip my children to become resilient and to be brave to face the world? Can fears affect mental health? Nako, Ma'am Tisha?
two questions. How can I equip my children to become resilient and to be brave to face the world? You are the
Mhm.
one teaching. You always
Yan.
live by, not just lead by example, but live by example.
Live
This is
by
the biggest
example.
role that we play as parents. We are the role models. Kung hindi natin, actually alam mo, marami yan eh, hindi mo kailangan sabihin, ipakita mo lang.
Tama.
Yung bravery is about living. It's about how you deal with your life. Loving is about the same thing. You don't talk about love, you just do it. You be the love. So all of that, if you want to be resilient, if you want your children rather to be resilient, you have to show them that you are resilient. You have
Correct.
to show them na kahit na anong problema, kakayanin natin itong mga anak. Magtutulungan tayo. How can you be
Yan,
brave
oh.
to face the world? Think of your dreams. Think of the world that you want your children to live in. Fight for your children's rights. Fight for
Ay,
your
gusto ko
children's
yan.
place in the world. And that place is up to you, mommy, to be able to build that, or daddy, if low RVL is a dad. That
Oo.
is your gift to them. So fight for them. Can fears affect mental health? Definitely.
Mhm.
Definitely. As with the scale, if you give in to the fear, the number 5 on the scale is just number 5. It can go way, 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 way down to
Beyond.
100 and
Yes, that's
beyond.
right.
We talked about spiraling as well. If you spiral deep into your fears, it can lead you into depression, anxiety, and you cannot just function. The thing about allowing yourself to go that way is you're not able to function anymore. And once you
Yeah,
don't function, diba, as a parent, what will happen to our children? So you
tama.
have to
Oo.
fight for yourself because may mga nangangailangan sa'yo. If you
Yeah,
cannot find the courage to fight for yourself, fight for your children.
that's right. Oo.
Fight
And
for
it all
them.
begins at
They're
home,
your
Ma'am Tessia, ha?
children.
Dapat sa bahay pa lang.
Definitely. Bahay
Sa
pa
bahay
lang.
pa lang, oo. Sa bahay pa lang, turuan mo na yung mga anak mo na maging brave to make decisions
And I
and
think
to
that
be responsible for those decisions.
And I
Lalo
think that
kapag
for me,
elementary na.
is the gift of the pandemic, Doc Ato, when
Yeah.
all of a sudden you're in that space of your house and you no longer have connections with anyone. All of a sudden you were made to face the reality of your life. I
Mhm.
hope that coming out of this pandemic, so many things have changed, so many lessons have been learned already because
Tama.
ito talaga yan eh. Literally, here's the thing that I always ask myself. Literally, when I send my children out of that gate, that front door and that gate, what kind of person do I send out? So sa bahay
Exactly.
pa lang, armed na sila dapat. Armed na.
Tama.
Those little moments that you have together, conversations, dinner table, just listening. You have to listen to them and giving all of that. It all begins at home.
I
What is the
agree.
person, that the child that you want to send out literally into the world?
That's very nice, Oo, I like that, oo, prepare niyo sila paglabas pa lang ng pinto.
Yes, we
Ayan,
did.
oo. Next question na tayo,
Next
Ma'am Tesha.
question.
From Adora Dumagin, sabi niya, "Magandang gabi, Miss Tisha and Doc Ato. I just want to know, am I trying to protect myself from a particular outcome? If so, why? Am I actually not equipped to handle the outcome or do I just feel inadequate?" Nako,
Naku,
binanggit mo to kanina.
ikaw lang makakasagot niyan, Miss Adora. Ikaw lang makakasagot niyan if you're equipping yourself to handle the situation, or are you giving into your fear? Okay, what is the outcome that you want in the first place? What is the outcome? And what are you going to do now so that you can get to the desired outcome? Now, it's a journey. Again, it's steps one, two, three. What can get in the way? What can get in the way of you reaching that outcome? And we're not really talking about here what goes outside, what goes inside also. Ano yung mga takot, ano yung mga beliefs that can get in the way of you accomplishing that outcome? Because that's what you change. The things that will block you. That's why we're talking about bravery over fear. Ano yung kailangan mong baguhin sa loob mo para marating mo yung outcome or mabago mo yung outcome ayon sa gusto mo.
Yun, oo.
Once
Eh,
you
binanggit na rin lang
change, yes.
binanggit na rin lang yung pangalan ko, mag-contribute na rin ako dito, Ma'am Tesha, ha? Oo.
Yes.
Tama yung sinabi mo, 'no. Ma'am Adora, ano ba yung nakikita mong future? Kasi ang nakita ko dito sa sense ni Ma'am Adora, 'no, takot siya dun sa outcome. It might be too good for her, baka masyado siyang ma-overwhelm or baka hindi niya maabot. Kaya nga kailangan talaga, tama ka Ma'am Tisha, i-define natin Ma'am Adora, ano ba yung future na iyong nai-imagine? Can you see it vividly kahit nakapikit ka? If so, then we will try to equip you para marating mo siya. At kung hindi mo siya marating agad, eh nasa proseso ka. 'Di ba Ma'am Tesha? Huwag
Yes,
kang
true. That's so
huminto,
true.
focus lang 'yan, gawin mo hanggang marating natin. Pero dapat kahit nakapikit ka, nakikita mo siya sa isip mo. I think that's the first thing. You need to define the future that you want.
That you
And if
want.
so,
So true.
pagkatapos niyan, i-equip natin unti-unti with the little steps. 'Di ba Ma'am Tesha?
I so agree. How badly do you want that future to
Yan,
happen?
oh, how badly.
How
Yeah, tama,
badly?
tama
Okay,
ka.
another question. Another
Yeah,
question pala. Another answer to this, no?
yeah.
What we talk about, what will you gain when you get to that future, 'di ba?
Hmm,
To find out how valuable that future is to you, here's something else. If you decide not to go forward to that future, what will you lose? And if
hmm.
you lose, can you live with that loss?
Yun, naku.
So this is
Oo,
risk management. Pinoys
oo.
kasi are very risk averse eh. 'Di ba? Anong mawawala sa iyo pag hindi mo tinuloy yan? Ano yung mawawala sa iyo pag bumigay ka?
Ito
Can you
yung
live with that
binabanggit natin na
loss?
what if moment. What
What
if
if?
sana ayun yung mga sana. Naku, ayoko pa naman yung
Yes. Wag na.
sana ganito
So
ginawa
ngayon
ko.
pa lang, tanungin mo na. Tanungin mo na sarili mo. Pag tinuloy ko to, what will I gain? Pag hindi ko tinuloy to, what will I lose? And next question to that, can I live with the loss? Whatever
Yan.
the answer to that
Wow.
question is will determine how you're going to move forward.
Sobra nakakaano 'to, nakaka-excite. Pero yung ibang feeling nila nakakatakot naman. Naku po, 'pag paumanhin, ayan.
Bravery!
Oh, bravery over
Bravery!
fear tayo
Bravery!
ngayon, oo. So,
Yes!
I'm brave enough to say
I'm
that we are
brave.
moving to the next slide.
Yes, we are.
Next question, please. Sabi ni Christine May Altizo, "Good PM, Doc Ato and Miss Tisha. Can my
And I
fear
fear.
lead to a
Oh,
phobia?" Op, sagutin
definitely.
mo yan.
But I think a phobia is more than this fear that we're talking about. No, I think
Okay.
I'm not the best person to answer this because this is already in the realm of psychiatry and psychology. But
Tama.
phobia kasi is an parang it's like a, how do you call that, a undefined, not undefined, but it's a fear that's bigger than the fear itself, 'di ba? And how do you deal with it? For me talaga, name that fear. Name that fear, and if you cannot handle it by yourself, then definitely you need to seek help
Oo.
because that
Alam mo,
phobia
yeah,
might be crippling for you as well,
tama ka.
right?
You have to
Mm-mm.
name and identify that ano.
Name,
Alam
yeah.
mo ano 'to, puwedeng pag may semantics lang dito, play of words, eh. Ang phobia po is defined as fear of something. Oo.
Something.
Oo,
Yes.
fear of something. So, your fear, pagka in-embrace mo siya at kinultivate mo, magiging phobia siya.
You
If
give
you are
power,
fear,
no?
oh,
If you give
you're
power
giving it
to the
power.
fear,
Kaya tama yung binanggit ni Tisha, you need to name that fear.
name that
Kailangan
fear.
alam mo siya. Tapos you face it head on talaga. Your fear can lead to phobia at pag minahal mo yan, it will be detrimental to your progress or moving
Definitely.
forward or your growth. 'Di ba?
Yep.
Oh, kaya yun, oh, maganda talaga diyan ma-identify po ninyo yung fear before it leads to a phobia. Phobia po is a siguro technical or medical term 'yan, oo. Kaya
Yes.
bago pa maging medical, bago pa mag-intervene si Doc Ato, kailangan fear muna, kay Ma'am Tisha muna tayo.
Dito muna tayo.
Kayang-kaya 'yan. Kayang-kaya 'yan, oo. Basta ginusto nyo, kaya 'yan, 'yan ha. O ngayon gusto na nating lumipat sa ibang slide. Kaya
Last two
TFT, last
questions.
2 questions na lang.
Okay.
Sabi ni Lorray Care, Legazpi, Bulaklak, how to handle criticism that can seriously affect self-esteem, mental health, and confidence. Naku, lalo kung significant people ang nagki-criticize sa'yo.
Mm-mm, mm-mm.
Madalas mangyari ito 'pag may na-achieve akong isang bagay tapos some persons questioning it. Lalo yung mga best friend mo, yung iyong mga
Yes. Mm-mm,
kamag-anak, yung iyong mga
mm-mm.
naku, nanay, tatay, lolo't lola, tito, tita. Papaanong nangyari yun? Papaano ka na-promote, mahina ka naman? O
'Di
Tisha,
ba? Ang
sagutin mo
galing nila
'yan.
mag-shoot down, ano.
Oo,
This will really go into a how your mind is programmed in terms of where you get your validation. Okay. If you get your validation from other people, meaning to say, kumbaga para may external validation ka, you need someone else other than yourself to give you the nod of approval, or kailangan ma-please mo yung isang tao or makuha mo yung opinion niya about what it is that you do, then that is not really a very healthy place to be in, because hindi mo yun nasa control eh. At saka, for all you know, they already have their biases about you or against you or for you. So like katulad ni Doc Ato, kahit na ano pang galing mo, kung bias na sila against sa'yo, they're never gonna see the good that you're doing. They're never gonna see the success that you're doing, because
that's
for
right.
whatever reason that they have. Now that's external validation. Now the question is, how do you validate yourself?
Hmm,
How do you pat yourself on the back alone in the quiet of your room, away from anybody, or do you need to get somebody else's approval for that? So it's about where you get your validation from. And this is something that will go back again to how your childhood was, what you were
yes,
programmed to be, right,
yes.
Doc Ato? It's
Tama,
hardwired in
hardwired.
your mind. Yes. But you can change all of that again by recognizing that, oh my goodness, all this time pala I need the validation of other people. Kaya pala I never asked myself, am I good enough? Kaya mo ba
Mm,
to?
mm,
Is
mm.
this satisfactory to you or not? The thing is, if you're able to give yourself the stamp of approval, even without other people saying that, then you can move on in life. Definitely. Now, that
Yeah.
it's also the same thing about self-correcting. If you're able to see your mistakes before anybody sees it or without anybody telling you, then you can already correct yourself, right?
Hmm, correct.
So again, it's how you value yourself and you value your own opinion versus and with other people's,
Tama.
right?
Agree ako diyan, oo. Uy, alam mo Lore, kayang-kaya mong gawin 'yan at ang maganda nga rito, you be responsible for your own future dahil eventually ikaw lang ang gagawa ng sarili mong future. You're living your life right now
Yeah,
with other people, pero kung saan ka papunta, let learn from other people pero ikaw pa rin ang magna-navigate.
ikaw pa
Be
rin.
in control, oo, be in control, oo. 'No, 'yan ang mga gagawin natin. Thank you for that question, very enlightening naman ang sagot ni Ma'am Tesha about this, ano. So next question, oh,
I think
this is
this
the
is our
last one.
last. Yes.
Galing kay Kit. Sabi niya, "Is being pessimistic a sign of fear?"
Fear.
Yung tipong lahat ng mga negatibong resulta sa isang senaryo, iniisip mo na kahit simpleng sitwasyon, naku, overthinking o pangyayari,
Yes.
nagiging komplikado. Pero sa isang banda naman, napaghahandaan mo ang lahat at yung decision mo sa isang bagay ay napag-iisipan talaga. O ikaw, Tesha, ano masasabi mo rito?
Is being pessimistic a sign of fear? Yes. And if you're recognizing that you're being pessimistic and moving into fear, very good for you. You're already self aware. Very good. Thank God you're aware. So, this is
Mm,
again, looking at the positive and the negative side. What
Yeah.
am I being taught? What is the lesson being taught to me here at this moment? That I am looking at all the things that can go wrong. What about now looking at the good things that can happen? Now, what is my pessimism telling me? So I can now become optimistic. Your
Yun.
move all of your words are moving in the negative, right? Change your words. Is being optimistic a sign of courage? How can I be optimistic when I'm afraid? How can I be
Yan.
optimistic when I'm pessimistic? So choosing to rise above that pessimism, choosing to rise above that fear is the beautiful gift that you can give yourself.
That's
And
good.
you're looking at the negative in a scenario to learn from it. Again, the lesson to learn from it so that it becomes positive. The goal in life, Kit, go to the positive, choose the positive. But any
Yun.
negative that happens is a lesson waiting to be learned by you. So again, at the end of the day, you're really going to be thankful for that pessimistic moment, for that fearful moment, because now it chose it. You now have the decision to make whether you're going to go positive, and now you're going to equip yourself with the right decision. So any pessimistic scenario or thinking will now become positive. So
Ang
use
ganda
that.
ng
Use
yan,
that.
ganda ng sinabi
Yeah.
mo, Tesha, no? Yung self-awareness, ang ganda ng binanggit mo, na
Self-aware.
yung
Self-aware.
pessimism, na-identify mo na what's causing you to stop, and then
Yep.
you decide on what to do next. Kung sinabi mo na, hindi ko pa kaya to sa ngayon, bigyan mo ng deadline. Sa susunod, babalikan ko yan. Tapos yung overthinking, yung pinag-isipan mo ng mabuti, at ikaw kinakabahan pa rin, ito po ang tip ko sa inyo for that last, kay Kita, promise mo that you will do your best and God will do the rest. Naku, laking bagay
Yeah.
niyan. Oo, yan ang maging prayer nyo in anything that you do. Lord, pinag-isipan ko na tong lahat. I will do my best. Lord, please do the rest. So with that, we would like to ask Tisha, what is the best time to call you, or what is the best way to get in touch with you, Ma'am Tisha?
Well, thank you, Doc Ato. And for anyone who wants to know more about what I do as a personal coach, just send me an email at braveconversation@gmail.com. Or you can go to my Facebook page at facebook.com/bebraveconversations. So there's a lot of conversations really going to be happening there. Or, we can do a one-on-one because, again, if you really need the privacy and you don't want other people to hear, well, then by all means, let's set up a call with you and nobody's going to hear it. And again, the safe space that's available for you in a coaching session is just there for anyone to take. So send me an email, braveconversation@gmail.com.
Ayun. Kita nyo naman, ha. Ladies and gentlemen, ang ating guest for tonight, Miss Tisha Rosales, life coach, leadership coach, transformation coach, no? And I do
Yes.
hope you will get in touch with her because your future might be part kasama si Ma'am Tisha to guide you with your future.
Yes.
Ma'am Tisha, maraming salamat sa iyo, ha? Thank you, thank
Thank you,
you.
Doc Rato. It was so nice to be here. Thank you, TFD, for inviting me to Medicom. Thank you so much. And Doc Ato, I wish you all the luck as you go on with TFD Live. This is definitely a great, great conversation to have every week for people out there. Congratulations and more power.
Thank you, Miss Tisha. Miss Tisha Rosales, no, our guest for tonight. Episode 4 ng TFD Live, Bravery Over Fear, Keys to Finding Your Self-Worth. Alam po ninyo mga kaibigan, ang kinaganda po rito sa TFD Live, recorded po. Kaya bukod sa live conversations where you were able to participate, ang naging difference lang, sa live conversations, merong gift ang mga nag-contribute sa ating session Q&A portion. At hindi lang yan, meron din yung iba na binigyan natin ng opportunity to upload yung kanilang questions and interest sa ating fight or flight sessions, di ba? So mga kaibigan, ito pong ginagawa natin sa TFD Live, hindi lang kayo natututo cognitive, nakaka-relate pa kayo at hindi lang yan. After ninyong malaman, makarelate, we equip you with things that you can do kahit small steps lamang po. And we would like to hear from you, ha, mga kaibigan. Kaya importante po na makita din natin yung mga nanalo. Ano ba yung mga small steps na ginawa nila kaya sila nabigyan ng ating gift certificate or packages from TFD Live. Tingnan natin, sino ba yung mga winners natin sa fight or flight session natin. Winners natin, fight or flight. Tingnan natin ha. Ito yung mga pangalan nila. Ayun, si Robert Tariman ha. Robert, will be in touch with you dahil isa ka sa mga nanalo dito sa ating contest. Ang ating second winner sa Fight or Flight is Irene Serrano. Thank you very much, Irene, for tuning in. Natuto ka na, nanalo ka pa. Our next winner is Lizelle Beltran. Lizelle, thank you very much. Please spread the word na may ganyan pala sa TFD Live. Ano? Meron kang natutunan at meron ka pang gift package from TFD Live. Congratulations, Lizelle Beltran. Next winner, we have Angie Matias. Angie Matias pala, no? Angie, hashtag TFD Live and TFD, hashtag Bravery over Fear. Nanalo ka and we will get in touch with you, Miss Angie Matias. Next winner, we have Mary Mones Ramos. Mary, congratulations. You have just won simply by tuning in and sending your question and participation dito sa ating episode 4 ng TFD Live. Congratulations. Our next winner will be or is, ayan na ba? Yun na pala. So 5 sila na nanalo dito sa ating Fight or Flight, no? We would like to inform everyone, lalo na yung mga nanalo at binanggit natin, that you will be receiving a text message from TFD Live Facebook page for instructions on claiming your prizes, ano? So huwag kayong maniniwala dun sa mga text ng mga bogus, baka mamaya fake news yan, ha? So maniwala lang po kayo pagka nakita na ninyo ang instructions coming from the TFD group sa ating Facebook page. Kaya naman spread the word. Maki-hook up, follow the TFD page natin. Ayan ha. So 5 sila na ating pinag-usapan at pinanalo. Pinanalo ngayong gabi. And if you would like to look for a very credible, eligible na doctor, ito po, we would like to seek or say na the Filipino Doctor is a very good site na po or link para po makita ninyo kung sino yung mga doktor na specialista, no, may license to practice in the Philippines, pati na rin yung mga doktor na available in your suking tindahan, yung malapit lang in your neighborhood, kung anong schedule nila, saan sila matatagpuan. Naku, puntahan po ninyo yan. They have a long list of directory ng mga doctors po dito na nagpa-practice sa Pilipinas. The filipinodoctor.com, yan ang puntahan ninyo. Sa Messenger, i-chat nyo po ang atin pong mga TFD live or TFD practitioners, no? So mga kaibigan, ngayong gabi, naku na overtime tayo dahil napakaraming kwento at napakaraming mga bagay na nakaka-relate. Dahil dito po sa TFD Live, hindi ka lang natututo, meron ka pang maisa sa buhay. Ayan ha. So ang ating episode 4, together with Ms. Tisha Rosales, pinamagatang Bravery over Fear. Sana po may napulot kayo in keys to finding your self-worth. At ang maganda niyan, i-post po ninyo sa ating pong Facebook page kung ano na ang naging future ninyo starting today. Ito po ang inyong friendly pediatrician online, Dr. Ato Basco. Ingat! See you next time sa TFD Live. Follow us on Facebook po para makita nyo ang ating mga upcoming events. Thank you and stay safe. Bye. Good night.